You were going to be.
Over Bourbon Street.
But there's a 20-minute timer on it, so we have to keep, like...
Go through the whole thing in 20 minutes.
We have to keep double checking. Let's keep track of the time. That's... You know what?
I'll set like 18-minute timer.
18-minute timer. That is
Well,
absolutely
we can just
perfect.
like stop at 11.
That's what we're gonna do. Hi! It's
Wait, is it recording already?
Totally
Oh,
recording.
okay. I totally knew that.
I'm gonna set a timer. Just a second.
Open up these
No,
donuts.
that's for the
Yeah.
bomb.
Okay.
Welcome
It's a timer. Welcome
to the script reading of the entirety of the script.
to the script reading of the entirety of the
Sorry,
script.
We're
And
gonna
the
hide
cast.
these from you.
Yes.
Of Arsenic and Old Lace.
Arsenic and Old Lace.
Yeah. Sorry.
Don't do that. I'm sorry, you okay drinking alcohol?
Yeah.
Cool. We got donuts.
You
too.
should be warned I have bubonic plague.
Okay. So we were all in the play, Arsenic and Old Lace. I'm gonna try, like, the beginning of this is probably gonna be a little edited. Once we get into it, though, it's gonna be an uncut, unedited, just script reading of it. We were in the Arsenic and Old Lace, like a year ago. We're going back to it, because I happen to keep my old scripts. But we're not gonna be the same characters that we were. We're gonna be all the characters, but we're not gonna be the same ones that we were. So, you can crack that baby open. Oh, who's gonna do the blocking?
I don't know.
Ooh.
We should have one person do it in a very epic voice.
David?
My voice is not that epic.
Neither is either of ours.
Yes, man. Nobody's voice is epic.
When I think epicness, I think you more than us two.
Oh, thank you. Alright.
He's the epic brother.
Late afternoon, September, about 1944. The living room of the old Brewster home in Brooklyn, New York. It is as Victorian as the two sisters, Abby and Martha Brewster, who occupy the house with their nephew, Teddy. There's a staircase, upstage right, leading to the upper floor, broken by a landing with a window looking out on the front porch. At the top of the stairs, a balcony with the door leading to the bedrooms, and an archway between which there are two stairs to the top floor. There's a large window upstage left, below which is a long window seat. There...
Where's the window seat? Where's the window seat?
No, you.
Oh.
Yes.
Window?
There are lots of typos in this. There is a door upstage center.
I noticed that.
Yes. That leads to the cellar. Another to the left of it, that leads to the kitchen. And at right, the main door of the home, which opens onto the front porch. Downstage right. When the lights come up, Abby Brewster...
You can take Abby.
I forgot.
Abby Brewster, a plump little darling in her late 60s, is presiding at the tea table. I like the idea of you being a plump little darling. I enjoy that.
Resident plump little darling.
The table is lighted by candles. Seated in an armchair at her left is the Reverend Dr. Harper, and on her right standing her nephew, Teddy, whose costume includes a frock coat and pince-nez attached to a black ribbon. Teddy is in his 40s and has a large black mustache, and his manner and makeup suggest Theodore Roosevelt.
Did he have a black mustache in the play?
I don't think so.
No, he was like, I get to do my own mustache, and it wasn't all that visible.
Not really.
Now I'm all sticky.
I know, right? It's just sticky.
Alright. Was that the end there?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. My sister Martha and I have been talking all week about your sermon last Sunday. It's really wonderful, Dr. Harper. In only 2 short years, you've taken on the spirit of Brooklyn.
That's very gratifying, Miss Brewster.
You see, living here next to the church all our lives, we've seen so many ministers come and go. The spirit of Brooklyn, we always say, is friendship. And your sermons are not so much sermons as friendly talks.
Personally, man, I've always enjoyed my talks with Gardner Gibbons. Or have I met him yet?
That's Teddy. Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt's been
First
time
Mexican
in Panama.
president.
Oh dear. This is gonna go downhill from here.
No, dear, not yet. Are the biscuits good?
Booty, man.
Won't you have another biscuit, Dr. Harper?
Oh, no,
I'm afraid I'll have no appetite for dinner now. I always eat too many of your biscuits just to taste that lovely jam.
But you haven't tried the quince? We always put a little apple in with it to take the tartness out.
No, thank you.
Well, we'll send you over a jam jar.
Jam.
Send you over a jam.
No. You keep it here, so I can be sure of having your biscuits with it.
I can't. I do hope they don't make us use the imitation flour again. I mean, with this war trouble, it may not be very charitable of me, but I've almost come to the conclusion that this Mr. Hitler isn't a Christian.
If only Europe were on another planet.
Europe, sir? Senor?
Yes,
Hey, man, point your gun the other way.
Gun?
Teddy?
See, senor, to the west. There is your danger. It is your enemy, Japan.
Why, yes. Yes, of course.
Teddy!
No, Aunt Abby. Not so much talk about Europe and more about the canal.
Well, let's not talk about war. Will you have another cup of tea, dear?
Oh, no, thank you, Madame Abby.
Dr. Harper?
No, thank you. I must admit, Miss Abby, that war and violence seem far removed from these surroundings.
It is peaceful here, isn't it?
Yes. Peaceful. And the virtues of another day. They're all here in this house. The gentle virtues that went out with candlelight and good manners and low taxes.
It's one of the oldest houses in Brooklyn. It's just as it was when Grandfather Brewster built and furnished it, except for the electricity. And we use it as little as possible. It was Mortimer who persuaded us to put it in.
Yes, I can understand that. Your nephew Mortimer seems to live only by electric light.
The poor boy has to work so late. Why am I suddenly British?
I don't know.
We're
I
all
put in.
gonna be gradually getting more British.
I mean, I put in a Madame being Mexican Teddy.
The Mexican
We
Teddy is the
apologize.
best.
Thespian society, forgive us.
I regret saying we're not going to edit this.
We're not gonna edit this.
You see the whole thing?
We're not gonna
At
edit
least
it.
it's not going to be as boring as I thought it might be.
That's true.
Where are we?
Somewhere around here. Oh, wait.
The poor dear has to work so late. I understand he's taking a line with him to the theatre again tonight. Teddy, your brother Mortimer will be here a little later.
Well, are you? Oh, thank you.
Oh, delighted, man.
We're so happy. It's Elaine Mortimer takes to the theatre with him.
Well, it's a new experience for me to wait up until 3 o'clock in the morning for my daughter to be brought home.
Oh, Dr. Harper, I hope you don't disapprove of Mortimer.
Well...
We'd feel so guilty if you did. Sister Martha and I mean, since it was here in our home that your daughter met Mortimer.
Of course, Miss Abby. And so I'll say immediately that I believe Mortimer himself to be quite a worthy gentleman. But I must also admit that I watched the growing intimacy between him and my daughter with some trepidation. For one reason, Miss Abby.
You mean his stomach, Dr. Harper?
Stomach? Stomach? Stomach?
His dyspepsia. He's bothered with it so, poor boy.
No, Miss Abby, I'll be frank with you. I'm speaking of your nephew's unfortunate connection with... the theatre!
The theatre?
Yes!
Oh no, Dr. Harper, Mortimer writes for the New York newspaper.
Oh, I know, Miss Abby. but a dramatic critic is constantly exposed to the theatre! And I don't doubt some of them do develop an interest in it.
Well, not Mortimer. You need have no fear of that. Why, Mortimer hates the theatre.
Really?
Oh, yes. He writes awful things about the theatre. But you can't blame him, poor boy. He was so happy writing about real estate, which he really knew something about. And then they just made him take this terrible night position.
My.
But as he says, the theatre can't last much longer anyway, and in the meantime, it's a living. Yes, I think if we give the theatre another year or two, perhaps. Oh, well now, who do you suppose that is?
Who's gonna be who?
Oh, are you doing?
Brophy and O'Hara.
Are we just skipping the blocking?
Oh, right.
I don't know if we need to read all of it.
That would get really long.
If it's like a
that
knock on the
cue was
door, you
knock-
could just knock. That's great.
We did the knock, so that unless there's something that needs to be explained to the audience.
Yeah.
Right.
So who's gonna be Brophy? Who's gonna be O'Hara?
Who's O'Hara?
That was Andrew.
Which
Andrew.
Andrew? Oh. Can you do a New York accent?
Sure. Do you want to take Brophy or one of you guys? I don't know.
You can be Brophy.
You're being Andrew Harley's character.
No, thank you, Teddy. I'll go. Come in, Mr. Brophy.
Hello, Mr. Brewster. Miss Brewster. Yeah, Miss Brewster. I knew. That's what
How
I'm
are you, Mr. O'Hara?
Oh, very well, Mr. Booster. Now you got me saying Mr. Booster. Everyone's gonna be calling her Mr. It's the beard that does it.
I don't even.
Oh, very well,
Hey.
Miss Booster.
Hey, man, what news have you brought me? Well, Colonel, we have nothing to report. Oh, splendid, man. Thank you, senor. At ease.
This is where it gets confusing. We're playing two characters.
Yes.
You know Dr. Harper.
Oh, sure. Hello, Dr. Harper.
We come for the toys for the Christmas fund.
Oh, yes.
That's a splendid work you men do. I'm fixing up discarded toys to give to poor children for a happier Christmas. I butchered that line, but it's exposition anyway. Well, it gives us something to do when we have to sit around the station. You get tired playing the cards, and then you start cleaning your gun. The first thing you know, you shot yourself in the foot! Ha!
Oh no! That sounded like Timon.
Teddy, go upstairs and get that big box for your from your Aunt Martha's room.
Teddy crosses upstage to a step. My God.
How is Miss Brophy today? Miss Brophy has been quite ill, Dr. Harper.
Pneumonia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Teddy. Charge!
Oh no.
Can you say that more Mexican?
Charge, man.
I
Chargito!
don't know why you keep saying man. That's like Jamaican.
Basically, I
I
can't
love
tell
it
them.
though. It's like a Jamaican Mexican version of Teddy Roosevelt, who occasionally throws in
My
like
poor
little
Uncle
Italian-
Fred. Yes, just a little bit.
Leave Uncle Fred out of
I'm
this.
sorry.
Oh, she's better now. A little weak still, but...
I'm going to get some beef broth to take her.
Oh, don't bother, Miss Abby. You've done so much for her already.
We made it this morning. Sister Martha is taking some to poor Mr. Benitsky right now. I
Language.
won't be a minute. Sit down and be comfortable, all of you.
She exits into the kitchen.
You have a timer going, right?
We have about 5 minutes.
It just feels like it's been longer.
We have 4 minutes and 36
It's gonna be a
seconds.
long video. O'Hara?
She shouldn't go to all that trouble.
Listen, you just try to stop her or his sister from doing something nice, and for nothing. They don't even care how you vote. Political. When I received my call to Brooklyn and moved next door, my wife wasn't well. When she died, and for months before, well, if I know what pure kindness and absolute generosity are, it's because I've known the Brewster sisters.
At this moment, Teddy steps out onto the balcony and blows a bugle call. They all look.
Now, Colonel, you promised not to do that.
I love that!
Hey, but senor, I have to call a cabinet meeting to get a release of all these supplies. He used to do that in the middle of the night. The neighbors raised Cain with us. They're a little afraid of him anyway.
Oh, he's quite harmless.
Suppose he does think he's Teddy Roosevelt. There's a lot worse people he could think he was.
Oh, such a shame. Nice family like this has a cuckoo.
Well, his father, the girl's brother, was some sort of genius, wasn't he? And their father, Teddy's grandfather, seems to me I heard he was a little crazy too.
Yeah, he was crazy like a fox. He made $1 million.
Really? Here in Brooklyn?
Oh yeah, patent medicine. It was kind of a quack of some sort. Old Sergeant Edwards remembers him. He used to house his some sort of clinic. Tried him out on people.
Unfortunate page break.
Dramatic pause. People.
Yeah, I hear he used to make mistakes occasionally too.
Yeah, the department never bothered with him because he was pretty useful on autopsies sometimes. Especially poison cases.
Well, whatever he did, he left his daughters fixed for life, and thank God for that.
Not that they would spend any of it on themselves.
Yes, I'm well acquainted with their charities.
You don't know a tenth of it. When I was in the Missing Persons Bureau, I was trying to trace an old gentleman that we never did find. Do you know, there is a renting agency that's got this house down on its list for furnished rooms? They don't rent rooms, but you can bet anybody who comes in here looking for a room goes away with a good meal and probably a few dollars in their kick.
It's just their way of digging up people to do some good to. The right door opens and Martha Brewster enters. Martha is also a sweet elderly woman with a Victorian charm. She's dressed in the old-fashioned manner of Abby, but with a high lace collar that covers her neck. Men all on their feet.
Well now, isn't this nice?
Oh, and good afternoon, Mrs. Brewster.
How do you do,
I said miss this time.
How do you do, Mr. Brophy, Dr. Harper, Mr. O'Hara? How are you, Miss Brewster? We dropped in to get the Christmas toys. Oh, yes, Teddy's Army and Navy. They do wear out. Oh, they're all packed.
A little bit of world building there.
Yes. The counter's upstairs after them. It seems the cabinet has to okay it.
Oh, yes, of course. I hope Mrs. Brophy's better.
Oh, she's doing just fine, ma'am. Your sister's getting me some soup for me to take to her.
Oh, yes, we made it this morning. I just took some to a poor man who broke ever so many bones.
Oh, you're back, Martha. How was Mr. Beninsky? Beninsky.
Well, dear, it's pretty serious, I'm afraid. The doctor was there. He's going to amputate in the morning.
Oh, can we watch?
No. Okay.
I asked him, but he says it's against the rules of the hospital.
Martha crosses to the side. Sideboard and puts Pearl down. Then puts cape and hat on small table. Upstairs left, Teddy enters on balcony with large cardboard box and comes downstairs to desk, putting box on stool. O'Hara crosses to toy box. Harper speaks through this.
I want to write like that always.
You couldn't be of any service, and you must spare yourselves something.
Here's the broth, Mr. Brophy. Be sure it's good and hot.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, this is fine. It'll make a lot of kids happy. Oh, that O'Malley boy is just nuts about soldiers.
Hey, man, that's like General Myers, you know. I retired him.
Boink. Boink. And we start up again.
Boink is our code word for we just restarted and you just saw a cut.
You just saw a cut. On the word retired. That's you there. I've retired.
I retired him, you know, man. Hey, 1 second, watch this. The Oregon?
Oh, Teddy dear, put it back.
Oh, no, the Oregon goes to Australia.
Now, Teddy.
No. I'm giving my word to Fighting Bob's Evans.
Oh,
He's
wait.
local.
But Teddy, what's the difference what good gets it? Bobby Evans, Izzy Cohen. We'll run along, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Not at all. Goodbye.
I must be getting home.
Before you go, Dr. Harper.
Charge! Charge the blockhouse!
The blockhouse?
The stairs are always San Juan Hill.
Have you ever tried to persuade him that he wasn't Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh, no.
Oh, he's so happy being Teddy Roosevelt.
Once, a long time ago, remember, Martha?
Yes.
We thought if he could be George Washington, it might be a change for him.
But he stayed under his bed for days and just wouldn't be anybody.
And we'd so much rather he'd be Mr. Roosevelt than nobody.
Well, if he's happy, and what's more important, you're happy, you'll see that he signs these.
What are they?
Dr. Harper has made all the arrangements for Teddy to go to Happydale Sanitarium after we pass on.
Oh, but why should Teddy sign any papers now?
It's better to have it all settled. If the good Lord should take you away suddenly, perhaps we couldn't persuade Teddy to commit himself. That would mean an unpleasant legal procedure. Mr. Witherspoon understands they're to be filed away until the time comes to use them.
Mr. Witherspoon, who's he?
He's the superintendent of Happydale.
Dr. Harper has arranged for him to drop in tomorrow or the next day to meet Teddy.
I better be running along, or Elaine will be over here looking for me.
Oh, give our love to Elaine and Dr. Harper, please. Don't think harshly of Mortimer because he's a dramatic critic. Somebody has to do those things.
Did you just have tea? Dr. Harper exited, by the way. Did you just have tea? Isn't it rather late?
Yes, and dinner's going to be late too.
So, why?
Teddy! Good news for you. You're going to Panama and digging another lock for the canal.
Oh, delighted, man. That's just bully. I shall prepare at once for the journey.
Abby, while I was out?
Oh dear, I just couldn't wait for you. I didn't know when you'd be back, and Dr. Harper was coming.
Oh, but all by yourself?
Oh, I got along fine.
Oh, I'll just run right downstairs and see.
Oh no, there wasn't time, and I was all alone.
Well,
Martha, just look in the window seat.
oh.
Blocking.
Martha almost skips to the window seat, and just as she gets there, there's a knock heard on the stage right door. She stops. They both look towards the door. Abby hurries to the door and opens it. Elaine Harper enters. Elaine is an attractive girl in her 20s. She looks surprisingly smart for a minister's daughter. Wow.
The meaning of the phrase has changed over time. Continue. Oh, no, that's you.
Oh, it's Elaine. Come in, dear.
That's okay.
Oh, good afternoon, Miss Abby. Good afternoon, Miss Martha. I thought Father was here.
Oh, he left us this minute. Didn't you meet him?
Oh, no, I took... Did I say Blaine?
Blaine?
Blaine.
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 That one line needs to be a different character.
That's it.
No, I took the shortcut to the cemetery. Mortimer hasn't come yet.
Back to the lady.
Oh, he asked me to meet him here. Do you mind if I wait?
Oh, not at all.
Well.
Why don't you sit down, dear?
Oh, but we really must speak to Mortimer about doing this to you.
Oh, doing what, darling?
Well, he was brought up to know better. When a gentleman is taking a young lady out, he should call for her at her house.
Oh, this is something about calling for a girl at a parsonage that discourages any young man who doesn't embroider.
Oh, he's done this too often. We're going to speak to him.
Oh, please don't. After young men whose idea of nightlife is to take me to a prayer meeting, it's wonderful to go to the theatre almost every night.
Well, it's comforting for us, too, because if Mortimer has to see some of those plays he has to see, well, at least he's sitting next to a minister's daughter.
My goodness, Elaine, what must you think of us not having tea cleared away by this time?
Oh, now, don't you bother with anything in the kitchen until Mortimer comes, and then I'll help you. Mortimer should be here any minute now.
Oh, yes. Father must have been surprised not to find me at home. I'd better run over and say good night to him.
It's a shame you missed him, dear.
Well, if Mortimer comes, you tell him I'll be right back. Mortimer enters. Oh, hello, Mortimer.
Oh, hello, Elaine. Hello, Aunt Martha. I'm gonna go full, what's his name? Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart.
This should be
It's
fun.
basically Jimmy Stewart.
Yes, but... Oh, Abby Mortimer's here.
Were you going somewhere?
Oh, I was just going over to tell Father not to wait up for me.
I didn't know that was still being done, even in Brooklyn.
Oh, hello, Mortimer.
Hello, Aunt Abby.
How are you, dear?
All right, and you look very well. You haven't changed much since yesterday.
Oh, my goodness, it was yesterday, wasn't it? You're seeing a great deal. Wait, we're seeing a great deal.
There's not much difference at this point.
Well, come sit down, sit down.
Abby, haven't we something to do in the kitchen?
Uh-huh.
You know, the tea things!
Oh, yes, yes, the tea thing. Well, you two just make yourselves at home. Just.
We make ourselves at home.
Well, can't you take a hint? Ready to be kissed.
Oh no, that was pretty obvious. A lack of inventiveness, I should say.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what you'd say.
Phlegm.
Unedited, uncut.
Unedited, uncut
What a
phlegm.
great idea this was.
Band name, I call it.
Where are we?
Where do you want to go for dinner?
Well, I do not care. I'm not very hungry.
Well, I just had breakfast.
No!
Suppose we wait until after the show?
Oh, but that'll make it pretty late, won't it?
No, not with the little stinker we're seeing tonight. From what I've heard about it, we'll be at Blake's by 10 o'clock.
Oh, darling, you ought to be fair to these plays.
Are these plays fair to me?
I really don't know yet. I've never seen you walk out on a musical.
Well, the musical isn't opening tonight.
No?
Darling, you have to learn the rules. With a musical, there are always 4 changes of title and 3 postponements. They like it in New Haven, but it needs a lot of work.
Oh, I was hoping it was a musical.
You have such a light mind.
Oh, not a bit, honey child. Musicals somehow have a humanizing effect on you. After a serious play, we join the proletariat in the subway, and I listen to a lecture on a drama. After a musical, you bring me home in a taxi, and make a few passes.
Now, wait a minute, darling. That's a very inaccurate piece of reporting.
I will admit that after the Berman play, you told me I had authentic beauty. What a thing to say to a girl. But it wasn't until our first musical you told me I had nice legs. And I have, too.
You're a minister's daughter. You know a lot about life. Where'd you learn it?
In the choir loft. Oh, I'd better tell Father please not to wait up for me tonight.
I've never been able to rationalize it.
What?
Well, my falling in love with a girl who lives in Brooklyn.
Falling in love? You are not going to stoop to the articulate, are you?
The only way I can regain my self-respect is to keep you in New York. Where could we be married in a hurry? Say tonight.
Oh, Mortimer. Oh, but I'm afraid Father will insist on officiating.
Oh, I'll bet your father could make even the marriage service sound pedestrian.
Are you by any chance writing a review of it?
Oh, forgive me, darling. It's an overcompensation occupational disease.
She smiles at him lovingly and walks towards him. I'm not going to kiss you. When they leave, breaking upstairs near desk.
I may give this play tonight a good notice.
Oh, now, darling, don't pretend you love me that much.
I'll telephone Winchell to publish the bands.
Bands.
What's that?
That's the announcement of the coming wedding.
Interesting.
Darling, I'll talk it over with Father and set the date.
No, we'll have to see what's in rehearsal. There'll be a lot of other first nights in October.
Teddy enters from balcony and comes downstairs, dressed in tropical clothes and a solar toupee. At the foot of the stairs, he sees Mortimer, crosses to him and shakes hands.
Oh, hello, Mortimer.
No, how are you, Mr. President?
Oh, buddy, man, buddy, thank you. What news have you brought me?
Just this, Mr. President. The country is squarely behind you.
Oh, see, man, I know. Isn't it muy bueno? Go, adios.
Oh, where are you off to, Teddy?
Panama.
Panama's the cellar. He digs locks for the canal down there.
Oh,
That's important.
It's very important.
It's, yeah.
Panama's down in the cellar, remember? Hey, where's the cellar? I need a drink.
I want this out of context. Just you say, I need a drink.
It's hard to do a Mortimer voice with my neck turned this way.
We can
Would you like to sit in the middle?
Mm.
That'd be
We'll
super.
do that at intermission.
Ah,
At intermission?
This, we're gonna.
There, you guys are gonna see this coming because we're not cutting this little conversation out, so it's not gonna be a surprise. But
And we're gonna keep it recording for intermission. You're just gonna have this couch. We're gonna get coffee or something for 20 minutes.
yeah, we have to do that. We have to have like a
Let's
legit
leave.
intermission.
Yeah.
And we can just hang out and talk like we do.
It's gonna be such a long play though, with all these breaks. It's
Yes.
like if we had a real play that with this many breaks, it would take forever.
Yeah.
We need 2 intermissions.
Well, we can't do 2 intermissions because if we do, we'd have 2 intermissions.
Yeah, that's whose line is it?
Um,
Whose line is it?
Not mine.
it's you're so sweet with him, and he's very fond of you.
Oh, well, Teddy was always my favorite brother.
Oh, favorite? Are there more of you?
There's another, Jonathan.
Dun dun dun.
I have never heard of him. Your aunts never mentioned him.
No, we don't like to talk about Jonathan.
Dun dun dun.
See, he left Brooklyn very early by request.
Okay.
Jonathan was the kind of boy who liked to cut worms into with his teeth.
What became of him?
I don't know. He wanted to become a surgeon like grandfather, but he wouldn't go to medicine school. So first, and his practice got him into trouble.
Abby enters. Abby enters from the kitchen.
Aren't you two going to be late for the theater?
Oh, we're skipping dinner. We won't have to start for half an hour.
Well, then I'll leave you two alone together again.
Oh, don't bother, darling. I'm going to run over to speak to Father. Before I go out with you, he likes to pray over me a little.
Oh!
Baptist spoon. I'll be right back.
They're
I'll
not
cut through
Baptists. This is like New England in the 40s.
What? I thought they were Baptists. Did they say it?
No, they talk about a Baptist man. I think they talk about how they don't like the Baptist man, actually. Later in the sketch.
There's all the different guys who come down. Are they really Baptists?
No, because later they're talking about how there was one man, the first man they killed was a Baptist.
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah.
second guy's a Methodist.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't tell. They might be
Now
Baptists.
you know. Okay, good.
We don't know if they're Baptists or not. I was so sure they were not
I always
Baptists.
assumed they were Baptists.
Okay, well, there's Baptists, Methodists, and Presbyterians. Are there any denominations left for them to be?
Catholic.
Fair enough.
Catholic, Orthodox,
That's why
Church
they
of
drink.
Christ.
Buddhists?
Yes. Definitely Buddhists.
Definitely Buddhists in this script.
He likes to meditate over me for a little bit. It's like, sit down, my daughter.
He likes to
I'll cut through the cemetery.
This is gonna be uncut.
If the prayer isn't too long, I'd have time to lead you beside distilled waters. Dasani, preferably.
That's not
Distilled waters. Alcohol.
They don't serve alcoholic
Oh.
beverages. Your homeschooler is showing.
He doesn't know where to go to get
I knew that.
It just didn't click.
You need to spend more time hanging around shady street corners in Paris.
Yeah.
I wish I could cut that out so bad.
Now everyone's gonna know you don't know how to get drunk.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
Okay.
Mortimer, that's the first time I've ever heard you quote the Bible. We knew Elaine would be a good influence for you.
Oh, by the way, my Mortimer's Abby is showing. Oh, by the way, I'm going to marry her.
Oh, what? Oh, darling. Mother, come right in here now. I've got the most wonderful news for you. Mortimer and Elaine are going to be married. Married.
Oh, Mortimer.
Oh, Jackal! Well, we hoped it would happen just like this.
Well, Elaine must be the happiest girl in the world.
Happy? Well, look at her leaping over those gravestones. Say, what's that?
What's what?
Oh, that's your bird.
What, dear?
See that statue? There's a Herendina Carnania.
Yes.
Close enough.
Band name, I call it.
Oh, no, dear. That's Emma B. Stout descending to heaven.
No, standing on Mrs. Stout's left ear. The bird. That's a red-crested swallow. I've only seen one of those before in my life. Only a singular one.
I don't know how you could be thinking about a bird now, what with Elaine and the engagement and everything.
It's a vanishing species. By the way, I left a large envelope around here last week. It was one of the chapters of my book on Thoreau. Have you seen it?
I can't say it not like you.
Oh.
Thoreau.
Thoreau. Well, if you left it here, it must be here somewhere.
Where are you going to be married? When are you going to be married? What are your plans? There must be something more you can tell us about Elaine.
Elaine? Oh, yes. Elaine thought it was brilliant.
Well, what was, dear?
Oh, my chapter on Thoreau.
Well, when Elaine comes back, I think we ought to have a little celebration. We must drink to your happiness. Martha, isn't there some of that Lady Baltimore cake left?
Oh, yes.
And I'll open a bottle of wine.
Oh, I did think it happened in this very room.
Now, where could I have put that?
Well, with your fiancé sitting beside you tonight, I do hope the play will be something you can enjoy for once. It may be something romantic. What's the name of it?
Murder Will Out.
Oh dear.
When the curtains go up, the first thing you'll see will be a dead body.
Right?
He lifts the window seat and sees one. Not believing it, he drops the window seat and starts downstage. He suddenly stops with a take and then goes back, throws window seat open again, and stares in. He goes slightly mad for a moment. Not the dog. He backs away, then hears Abby humming on her way into the room. He drops the window seat again and holds it down, staring around the room. Abby enters carrying a tablecloth, which she puts on the armchair, then picks up a bundle of papers and returns them to the drawer in the sideboard. Mortimer speaks in a somewhat strained voice.
Abby? Yes, dear?
Were you going to make plans for Teddy to go to that sanitarium of Happydale?
Oh, yes, dear. It's all arranged. Dr. Harper was here today and brought the papers for Teddy to sign. Here they are.
Well, he's got to sign them right now.
Well, that's what Dr. Harper thinks. Then there won't be any legal difficulties after we pass on.
Oh, he's got to sign them this minute. He's down in the cellar. Get him up, right here, right now.
There's no such hurry as that.
No. Wait. That's Martha.
Oh.
She entered at
There's
some
no
point.
such hurry as that.
No, when Teddy starts working on the canal, you can't get his mind on anything else.
Boink!
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 Ow. Those are the only edited parts, so it's gonna be like, boink, boink, we're back.
Yes.
What is... Hello.
Where were we?
Something about you can't get his mind or anything else.
Second I put him on.
Morning, Teddy's got to go to Happydale now, tonight.
No, dear, that's not until after we're gone.
Right away, I tell you, right away.
Why, Mortimer, how can you say such things? Why, as long as we live, we'll never be separated from Teddy.
Listen, darlings, I'm frightfully sorry, but I've got some shocking news for you. Now we've all got to try and keep our heads. You know, we've sort of humored Teddy because, well, we thought he was harmless.
Why, he is harmless.
He was harmless. That's why he has to go to Happydale. Why he has to be confined.
Mortimer, why have you suddenly turned against Teddy? Your own brother.
You've got to know something. It might as well be now. Teddy's killed a man.
Nonsense, dear.
There's a body in the window seat.
Yes, dear, we know.
You know.
Oh, yes, of course, dear, but it has nothing to do with Teddy.
Sorry, is this important?
No.
No, Mortimer, just forget about it. Forget you ever saw the gentleman.
Forget?
We never dreamed you'd peek.
Who is he?
His name's Hoskins.
Oh.
Adam Hoskins. That's really all I know about him. Except that he's a Methodist.
How nice.
That's all you know about him. Well, what's he doing there? What happened to him?
He died.
Aunt Martha, men don't just get into window seats and die.
No, he died first.
How?
Oh, Mortimer, don't be so inquisitive. The gentleman died because he drank some wine with poison in it.
How did the poison get in the wine?
But we put it in wine because it's less noticeable. When it's in tea, it has a distinct odor.
You put it in the wine.
Yes, and I put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat because Dr. Harper was coming over.
So you knew what you have done, and you didn't want Dr. Harper to see the body.
Well, not at tea. That wouldn't have been very nice. Now, Mortimer, you know the whole thing. Just forget about it. I don't think Martha and I have the right to... Wait. I do think Martha and I have the right to our own little secrets.
And don't you tell Elaine. Oh, Abby, while I was out, I dropped in on Mrs. Schultz. She's much better, but she would like us to take Junior to the movies again.
Oh, well, we must do that tomorrow, or the next day.
Yes, but this time we'll go where we want to go. Junior's not going to drag me into another one of those scary pictures.
They exit. Mortimer, dazed, looks around the room. His eyes come to rest on a phone on the desk. He crosses to it and dials a number. Interphone.
City desk? Hello, Al. Do you know who this is? That's right. Say, Al, when I left the office, I told you where I was going, remember? Where did I say? Uh-huh. Well, it would take me about a half an hour to get to Brooklyn. What time have you got? Oh, that's right. I must be here then.
He hangs up.
And Abby and Martha, come in here. They come in.
They come in.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
What you'll be going to do about what, dear?
There's a body in there.
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Well, good heavens! I can't turn you over to the police. What am I going to do?
Well, for one thing, dear, stop being so excited.
And for pity's sake, stop worrying. We told you to forget the whole thing.
Forget? Oh, my dear Aunt Abby, you can't. Can't I make you realize that something has to be done?
Now, Mortimer, you behave yourself. You're too old to be flying off the handle like this.
But Mr. Hotchkiss.
Hotchkiss.
But Mr. Hotchkiss.
Hoskins, dear.
Well, whatever his name is, you can't leave him there.
Oh, we don't intend to, dear.
No, Teddy's down in the cellar right now, digging the lock.
You mean you're going to bury Mr. Hotchkiss in the cellar?
Oh, yes, dear, that's what we did with the others.
No! You can't bury Mr. Others?
The other gentleman.
When you say others, do you mean like more than one?
Oh, yes, dear, let me see. This makes 11? Isn't it, Abby?
No, dear, this makes 12.
Oh, I think you're wrong, Abby. This is only 11.
No, dear, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came in, it occurred to me that he would make just an even dozen.
Oh, well, you really shouldn't count the first one.
Oh, I was counting the first one. That makes it 12.
The phone rings.
Hello? Sorry.
You're good.
Hello? Oh, hello, Al. Well, it's good to hear your voice.
Well, anyway, they're all downstairs in the cellar.
Shush. Oh no, Al. I'm sober as a lark. I just called to you because I was feeling a little parandello. No, you wouldn't know. Al, look, I'm glad you called. Get a hold of George right away. He's got to review the play tonight. I can't make it. No, Al, you're wrong. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Well, George has to get. George has got to cover the play tonight. This is my department and I'm running it. You get a hold of George, alright? Now, let's see. Where were we? 12!
Yes, Abby thinks we ought to count the first one, and that makes 12.
All right, now, who was the first one?
Mr. Minglet. Minglet is his name now.
Minglet.
He was a Baptist.
Yeah.
Of course, I still think we can't claim full credit for him, because he just died.
Martha means without any help from us, you see. Mr. Minglet came here looking for a room.
Oh, it was right after you moved to New York.
And it didn't seem right for that lovely room to be going to waste, was when there were so many people who needed it.
He was such a lonely old man.
All his kith and kin were dead, and it left him so forlorn and unhappy.
We felt sorry for him.
And then, when his heart attack came and he sat dead in that chair, well, he looked so peaceful. Remember, Martha? We made up our minds then and there that if we could help other lovely old men, lovely and lonely old men, to that same peace, we would.
Oh, he dropped dead right in that chair? Oh, how awful for you.
Oh no, dear. Why, it was rather like old times. Your grandfather always used to have a cadaver or two around the house. You see, Teddy had been digging in Panama and thought Mr. Mingley was a yellow fever victim.
That means he has to be buried immediately.
So we all took him down to Panama and put him in the lock. Now that's why we told you not to worry about it, because we knew exactly what's to be done.
And that's how all this started? That man walked here and dropping dead?
Of course, we realized we couldn't depend on that happening again, so...
You remember those jars of poison that had been up on the shelves in Grandfather's laboratory all these years?
You know, your Aunt Martha's knack for mixing things. Well, you've eaten enough of her Piccadilly.
Well, dear, for a gallon of elderberry wine, I take 1 teaspoonful of arsenic, then add half a teaspoonful
Of Old Lace.
of... Okay, I was going to say strychnine, but half a teaspoonful of Old Lace, crumbled finely, and then just a pinch of cyanide.
Should have quite a kick.
Hiya!
Yes, and as a matter of fact, one of our gentlemen found time to say, how delicious.
Well, I'll have to get things started in the kitchen.
Oh, I wish you could stay for dinner.
I'm trying out a new recipe.
I couldn't eat a thing.
I'll come and help you, dear.
Abby exits.
Well, I feel so much better now. Oh, you have to wait for Elaine, don't you? How happy you must be. Well, dear, I'll leave you alone with your thoughts.
Now,
Abby exits. The shutting of the door wakes Mortimer from his trance. He crosses to the window seat, nose down, raises the cover and looks in. Not believing, he lowers the cover, rubs his eyes, raises the cover again. This time, he really
Good
does...
gracious! There's 2 left!
Those are for you.
Who's eating all of these?
I only had 5.
I retract what I said about you being very vigilant. I now want to upload that section of the video, time-lapsed, and just a number counter of donuts, so as you eat them and stuff them into your...
Really
Good
does.
gracious!
I thought you were just being a character.
Good gracious!
Okay, this time, he really sees Mr. Hoskins.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're faster.
He closes the window seat hastily, rises and steps back. He runs over and closes the drapes over the window. He backs up
How
to
did
the
he
above table.
Get over there.
I don't know.
I was all over that stage. It was
No,
crazy.
no.
No, your dad. Oh, dad. Your dad, Esther, your
Oh,
dad.
I thought you were talking about blocking.
No, he just came from back there. He was in the workshop. He just walked. How did he get over there?
Magic.
You know what? That's magic then.
We can check on the video when it goes.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, it's you.
Let's see. He
Yeah,
sees
that's not it. Oh, it's you.
He sees the glass of water on the table. He picks it up and raises it to his lips. He suddenly remembers that the poisoned wine comes in glasses, and he puts it down quickly.
Oh, you're reading up there.
He crosses to the cellar door and opens it. Elaine enters stage right. He closes the cellar door with a bang. As Elaine puts her bag on top of the desk, he looks at her, and it dawns on him that he knows her. He speaks with faint surprise.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, don't be cross, darling. Father could see I was excited, so I told him about us, and that made it hard for me to get away.
Oh, you run along home, Elaine, and I'll call you up tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Well, you know, I always call you up every day or two.
But we're going to the theater tonight.
Huh? Oh, no, we're not.
Oh, why not?
Well, Elaine, something's come up.
What, darling? Oh, Mortimer, have you lost your job?
Oh, no, I haven't lost my job. I'm just not covering that play tonight. Now, you run along home, Elaine.
But darling, I've got to know what happened. Certainly you can tell me.
Oh, no, dear, I can't.
But if we're going to be married,
Married?
have you forgotten that not 15 minutes ago you proposed to me?
I did? Oh, yeah, yes, well, as far as I know, that's still on. Now, you run along home, Elaine. I've got to do something.
Oh, now listen, honey child. You can't propose to me one moment and throw me out of the house the next.
Well, I'm not throwing you out of the house, darling. Will you please get out of here?
No, I will not get out of here. Not until I've had some kind of explanation.
Elaine!
Elaine tries to sit upon the window seat.
Answer.
Mortimer answers the phone.
I can't read blocking. It's not possible. It's all of yours. I can't. I tried to take it and then it didn't. Anyways. Hello? Oh, hello, Al. Hold on a minute, will you? All right, it's important, but it can wait a minute, can't it? Hold on. Look, Elaine, you're a sweet girl and I love you, but I have something on my mind now, and I want you to go home and wait until I call you.
Do not try to be masterful.
When we're married and I have problems to face, I hope you're less tedious and uninspired.
When we're married, if we're married, I hope I find you adequate. She begins.
Oh!
Elaine exits.
Elaine!
Mo goes back to the phone.
Hello? Al? Hello?
Abby enters from the kitchen.
Hello, Al. That's the doorbell, dear, not the telephone.
Ding dong.
How do you do? Come in.
I understand you have a room to rent.
Yes, won't you step in?
Are you the lady in the house?
Yes, I'm Miss Brewster, and this is my sister, another Miss Brewster.
My name is Gibbs.
Oh, won't you sit down? I'm sorry, we were just setting up the table for dinner. Well, hello, let me talk to Al again. City desk? Al, city desk, what? I'm sorry, wrong number.
May I see the room?
Oh, why don't you sit down a minute and let's get acquainted?
Well, that won't do much good if I don't like your room.
I feel like Abby wouldn't hold back a burp. Page-turning burp.
Is Brooklyn your home?
I haven't got a home. Live in a hotel.
Hello, city desk?
Don't like it.
Are you family Brooklyn people?
Haven't got any family.
All alone in the world.
Yep.
Well, Martha. Well, you've come to just the right house. Do sit down. Hello, Al. Mort. We got cut off. Al, I can't cover the play tonight. That's all there is to it. I can't.
What church do you go to? There's an Episcopal church practically next door.
So if they live in the parsonage, which is like walking distance, and there's the Episcopal church next door, I feel like it's fairly safe to assume that they might be Episcopal. She doesn't
I'm
say it like it's their
Presbyterian.
church, though.
Used to
Yeah. She's like trying to find an excuse to kill him. So if he goes to a rival church, then she feels
That's
justified.
not how it works. She don't even care how you vote.
What's George doing in Bermuda?
Bermuda.
Certainly, I told him he could go to Bermuda. It's my department, isn't it? Well, you've got to get somebody. Who else is there around the office?
And is there always this much noise?
Are you being here with some food?
Maybe.
Oh, he doesn't live with us.
There must be somebody around the place. Look, Al. How about that office boy? You know, the bright one, the one we don't like. Yeah. Well, you look around the office. I'll hold on.
I'd really like to see the room.
It's upstairs. Won't you try a glass of wine before we start up?
Never touch it.
Oh, we make this ourselves. It's elderberry wine.
Elderberry wine.
You're gonna have a hard time coming
Haven't
up with
tasted
another
elderberry.
Witherspoon voice.
No, I won't. Haven't tasted elderberry wine since I was a boy. Thank you.
Oh, well, there must be some printers around. Look, Al, the fellow who sets my copy, he ought to know what we're allowed to write. Yeah, his name is Joe. He's the third machine from the left. But Al, he might not turn out to be. He might turn out to be another Burns Mantle.
Pop culture reference. from the 40s.
Do you have your own elderberry bushes?
No, but this cemetery is full of them.
No, I'm not drinking, but I'm going to start now.
Do you serve meals?
We might, but first, just see whether you like our wine.
Mortimer hangs up the phone, puts it on top of the desk, and crosses left. He sees the wine on the table. He goes to the sideboard, gets a glass, brings it to the table, and pours himself a drink. Gibbs has his glass in his hand and is getting ready to drink it. Martha sees Mortimer pouring the wine.
Mortimer!
Gibbs stops and looks at Martha. Mortimer pays no attention. As Mortimer raises the glass,
Mortimer, not that.
Mortimer still down puts his glass down on the table. Then suddenly he sees Gibbs, who has got his glass to his lips and is about to drink. He points across the table at Gibbs and gives a wild cry. Oh my word! Okay. Gibbs looks at him, putting the glass down. I love how chill everything is in this script. It's just like... Mortimer is still pointing at Gibbs, screaming, goes around the table towards him. Gibbs, seeing a madman, rises slowly and backs towards center, then turns and runs for the exit, with Mortimer following.
Hey, get out of here! Do you want to be poisoned? Do you want to be killed? Do you want to be murdered?
Oh, now you've spoiled everything.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
It's Levito.
Really?
I hear you're on Mortimer's line, but actually, yeah, keep going.
Oh. You can't do things like that. I don't know what you... Or how you... I don't know how you... to explain this to you, but... It's not only against the law, it's wrong. It's not a nice thing to do. People wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand.
Abby, we shouldn't have told Mortimer.
What I mean is, well, this has developed into a very bad habit.
Mortimer, we don't try to stop you from doing the things that you like to do. I don't see why you should interfere with us.
Boink.
Boink, boink.
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 Start down. Well, hello. All right. I'll see the first act, and I'll pan the heck out of it. But look, Al, you've got to do something for me. Get a hold of O'Brien. O'Brien?
Mm-hmm.
Our lawyer, the head of our legal department. Have him meet me at the theater. Now, don't let me down, okay, Al? I'm starting now. All right. Look, I've got to go to the theater.
He hangs up.
Well, I've got to go to the theater. I can't get out of it. But before I go, will you promise me something?
Well, we would have to know what it was first.
I love you very much, and I know you love me. You know I'd do anything in the world for you, and I want you to do just this one little thing for me.
What do you want us to do?
Don't do anything. I mean, don't do anything. Don't let anyone in this house and leave Mr. Hoskins right where he is.
Why?
I want time to think, and I've got quite a little bit to think about. You know I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Well, what on earth could happen to us?
Anyway, you'll do this for me, won't you?
Well, we were planning on holding services before dinner.
Services?
Certainly. You don't think we'd bury Mr. Hoskins without a full Methodist service, do you? Why, he was a Methodist.
Well, you can't wait till I get back?
Oh, then you could join us.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, Mortimer, you'll enjoy the services, especially the hymns. Remember how beautiful Mortimer used to sing in the choir before his voice changed?
And remember, you're not going to let anyone in the house while I'm gone. It's a promise.
Well.
Oh, Martha, we can do that now that Mortimer's cooperating with us. Well, all right, Mortimer.
Well, have you got some paper? I'll get back just as soon as I can. There's a man I've got to see.
Here's some stationery. Will this do?
Well, this will be fine. I can't save time if I can save time if I write my review on the way at the theater.
Mortimer exits.
Mortimer didn't seem quite himself today.
Well, that's only natural. I think I know why.
Why?
Well, he's just become engaged to be married.
Oh.
I suppose that always makes a man nervous.
Oh, well, I'm so happy for Elaine. And our honeymoon ought to give Mortimer a real vacation. I don't think he got much rest this summer.
Well, at least he didn't go.
Kiting off to China or Spain.
I could never understand why he wanted to go to those places.
Well, I think to Mortimer the theatre has always seemed a pretty small potato.
Singular.
He needs something big and civilized.
Oh my goodness. He needs something big to criticize. Something like the human race.
Abby, if Mortimer's coming back for the services for Mr. Hoskins, we'll need another hymnal. There's one in my room.
You know, dear, it's really my turn to read the services, but since you weren't here when Mr. Hoskins came, I want you to do it.
Oh, that's very nice of you, dear, but are you sure you want me to?
Oh, it's only fair.
Well, I think I'll wear my black bombazine and Mother's old brooch.
The doorbell rings.
I'll go, dear.
Oh, we promised Mortimer we wouldn't let anyone in.
Well, who do you suppose it is?
Oh, wait a minute, I'll look.
She looks out the window.
It's 2 men. Oh,
It's 2 men, and I've never seen them before.
Are you sure?
There's a car at the curb. They must have come in that.
Oh, let me look.
Do you recognize them?
They're strangers to me.
We'll just have to pretend we're not at home.
Okay, 2 of them huddle back into the corner of the landing. 2 people enter.
Are you gonna be Jonathan or Einstein? He can't be Einstein.
Yeah.
He was Einstein.
You want to be Jonathan and I'll be Einstein?
I want to be Einstein.
You're gonna be Einstein.
I don't know why I'm asking.
I'll be Jonathan.
So, is there blocking here?
The 2
we
people
enter.
enter.
Come in, Doctor.
I'm being a Marvel villain.
It's so much better.
This is the home of my youth. As a boy, I couldn't wait to escape from this place. Now, I'm glad to escape back into it.
Yeah, Johnny. It's a fine hideout.
The family must still live here. There's something so unmistakable, Brewster, about the Brewsters. I hope there's a fatted calf awaiting the return of the prodigal.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Look, Johnny, drinks.
As though we were expected. A good omen.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Why, Aunt Abby and Martha, it's Jonathan. Here's Jonathan!
No cuts.
No editing.
Oh, it's Martha's line.
Oh, you get out of here.
I'm Jonathan, your nephew, Jonathan.
What's your name again?
Jonathan.
Oh, no, not...
Jonathan! I said Jonathan!
Oh, you're not. No, you're nothing like Jonathan. So don't pretend you are. You just get out of here.
Oh, but I am Jonathan. And this is Dr. Einstein.
Dramatic pause.
And he's not Dr. Einstein either.
Not Dr. Albert Einstein. Dr. Herman Einstein.
You're like
differently.
talking at Snape levels of slow. Where are we? I keep losing my place.
Who are you? You're not our nephew, Jonathan.
I see you are still wearing that lovely garnet ring that Grandma Brewster bought in England.
Who?
And you and Martha, still the high collar, to hide the scar where Grandfather's acid burned you.
You make it sound so terrible.
His voice is like Jonathan's.
Have you been in an accident or something?
No. My face. Dr. Einstein is responsible for that. He's a plastic surgeon. He changes people's faces.
Oh dear.
Oh, but I've seen that face before. Abby, remember when we took the little Schultz boy to the movies and I was so frightened? It was that face!
Easy, Johnny, easy. Don't worry, ladies. The last 5 years, I give Johnny 3 new faces. I give him another one right away. His last face, I saw that picture too, and just before I operated, I was intoxicated.
You see, Doctor, you see what you've done to me. Even my own family.
Johnny, you're home now. It's a lovely home. How often he tells me about Brooklyn and this house and his aunts and he loves so much. They know you, Johnny. You know it's Jonathan. Speak to him. Tell him so. Well, Jonathan, it's been a long time. What's with you what you've been doing? What you be doing all these years?
Yes, Jonathan, where you been?
Oh, England, South Africa, Australia, the last 5 years, Chicago. Dr. Einstein and I were in business there, together.
Oh, we were in Chicago for the World's Fair.
Yes, we found Chicago awfully warm.
Yeah, it got hot for us too.
Well, it's wonderful to be in Brooklyn again. And you, Abby, Martha, you don't look a day older. Just as I remember you. Sweet, charming, hospitable.
I hope you could be heard by the camera.
I hope so.
Did he get into politics? Oh, my little brother, Doctor, was determined to become president.
Oh, Teddy's fine, just fine.
Oh, and Mortimer's well, too.
I know about Mortimer. I've seen his picture at the head of his column. He's evidently fulfilled all the promise of his early nasty nature.
We're very fond of Mortimer.
Yeah, well, Jonathan, it's very nice to have seen you again.
Bless you, Aunt Martha. It's good to be home again.
Well, Martha, we mustn't let what's on the stove boil over.
Yes, if you'll excuse us for a minute, Jonathan, unless you're in a hurry to go somewhere. The exit.
Well, Johnny, where do we go from here? We got to think fast. The police, they've got a picture on that face. I got to operate on you right away. We got to find some place for that, and we got to find a place for Mr. Spinazzo.
Bless you.
Too.
Don't waste any worry on that rat.
But Johnny, we got a hot stiff on our hands.
Forget Mr. Spinazzo.
Bless you.
But you can't leave a dead body in the rumble seat. You shouldn't have killed him, Johnny. He's a nice fellow. He gives us a lift. And what happens?
He said I looked like Boris Karloff.
You do, I mean...
That's your work, Doctor. You did that to me.
Now, Johnny, we find a place somewhere. I fixed you up quick.
Tonight.
What accent is this? It's like
Italian?
soft Greek Swedish.
There's a little Swedish in there. It's hilarious.
Johnny, I got to eat first. I'm hungry. I'm weak.
Jonathan, we're glad that you remember us and took the trouble to come and say hello.
Where did I get must from? There's not a must in that sentence.
But
You
you
got
were
a
never,
line below where it says just. You meld things together.
but you were never happy in this home, and we were never happy while you were in it. So we've just come in to say goodbye. Goodbye.
And Abby, I can't say that your feeling toward me comes as a surprise. I've spent a great many hours regretting the many heartaches I must have given you as a boy.
You know what you sound like?
What?
It'll come to me.
You know what you sound like? No, neither do I.
Yeah, I had it for a second, but it went away.
You are quite a trial to us, Jonathan.
But my great disappointment is for Dr.
Yes.
Einstein.
There's a video game called Jack and Daxter, and there's a little statue that if you pay it, it gives you an orb. I forget what they're called. And he talks like that, like a really low, gravelly voice and stuff. So if you played Jack and Daxter, then you'll get that reference. Not you won't.
Better get the reference. Comment below.
But my great disappointment is for Dr. Einstein. I promised him that no matter how rushed we were,
in passing through Brooklyn, I take the time to bring him here for one of Aunt Martha's home-cooked dinners.
You gotta take it easy. You're not gonna have a voice for tonight. I'm gonna finish out this scene,
Okay.
and then for the second act, I'm gonna use a different voice for John. It'll be easier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid there wouldn't be enough.
Oh, but Abby, it's a pretty good-sized pot roast.
Pot roast.
I think the least we can do is
Thank you, Aunt Martha. We'll stay to dinner.
Well, we'll hurry it along.
Yes.
Oh, Jonathan, if you want to freshen up, why don't you use the washroom in Grandfather's old laboratory?
Is that still there?
Oh, yes, just as he left it. Well, I'll help Martha get things started since we're all in a hurry. Well, we get a meal anyways.
Grandfather's laboratory. And just as it was, Doctor, a perfect operating room.
Too bad we can't use it.
After you finished with me, why, we could make a fortune here. The laboratory. That large ward in the attic, you British person. Tin beds, Doctor. And Brooklyn is crying for your talents.
Why work yourself up, Johnny?
Read that
Please
slowly.
interpose self up.
I work
I vote for self
It's typed VY space VORK. I had to think about that.
Why work yourself up, Johnny? Anyway, for Brooklyn, I think we're late. I think we're a year too late.
You don't know this town, Doctor. Practically everyone in Brooklyn needs a new face.
But so many of the old faces are locked up.
A very small percentage. And the boys in Brooklyn are famous for paying generously to stay out of jail.
It took me a while to get what that line meant. So many of the old faces are locked up. I just pictured he having a bunch of faces in his like traveling bag. Just like I locked those up in the cellar or like the bank. I can't get to those.
Oh wow. Literal faces. Anyway. Oh goodness.
Are we here?
Yeah.
Take it easy, Johnny. Your aunts, they don't want us here.
We're here for dinner, aren't we?
Yeah, but after dinner?
You leave it to me, Doctor. I'll handle it. Why, this house will be our headquarters for years.
Oh, that would be beautiful, Johnny. This nice, quiet house. Those aunts of yours. What sweet ladies. I love them already. I get the bags. Yeah?
Doctor, we must wait until we're invited.
But you just said that...
We'll be invited.
And if they say no?
Doctor,
I'm fully merged with German.
two helpless old women.
This line doesn't
It's-
just go for it.
It's like comes true, a beautiful dream. Only I hope you're not dreaming.
It's so
It's... it's so perfect.
Peaceful.
Peaceful. It's so peaceful. It's
the
perfect.
words right out of my mouth.
You almost said them yourself.
That's what makes this. Yeah, you were like, I was like, it's. That's what makes this house so perfect and peaceful for us. It's so perfect and peaceful.
So
Oh,
that's
is that the intermission?
well. It depends. It's a 3-act play.
Oh, we could do 2 intermissions.
Let's do 2 intermissions.
Thank God,
Okay.
my neck is cricked.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's Crick's neck.
how long are we gonna take? Video?
First off,
are we gonna video through the intermission?
yeah, we're gonna video through.
Okay, do you want to restart it for the intermission because?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna restart it, and we have 20 minutes on the clock for intermission. Boop.
Okay, it's now intermission. As you can see, half the cast is already gone. Math. Math is my strong suit. If you have 3 and you take away 1, that's 1/2.
Whew! I had a thing to say. I don't know why I closed this.
I don't know either. Why did you close it, Sam?
Right here.
Yes. What?
A idea costs command, and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, that happens.
This is when I was about to say this is when I get in the window seat, but no, I went in at the first act. So that whole first act, I was in the window
You were
seat.
just in the window seat the whole time. I know. There was always.
It was close enough to the chairs that if I wasn't, they could see in.
Yeah.
So I had to be in there. And it got open like twice in the first act, so I had to be in there. Otherwise,
It got opened like 4 times.
yeah.
It was great because I would be changing set during intermission, and the couple of people nearest that corner,
They would
they
always
would
open
always be
it.
talking like,
There's actually a guy in there. That was like a real person.
They always open it.
they open it,
Every performance, somebody opened it.
and you were in there.
Seriously,
That
that's why
is
I had to
great.
stay in there for an intermission because they would always open it. The first time it was I think it was Sarah Carr. He's like, is he still there?
Comment below.
Oh, he's still there. It's like, yes, guys, I'm still here.
He's
I'm
at
happy
the
to
back.
stay here for an intermission and pretend like I'm dead because people are opening this. So, just gonna stay here. You have a timer?
Yeah. It's gonna be like one of those long, awkward intermission where like the audience leaves and then they come back and then there's like 15 minutes
15
left.
minutes after.
What happens with small audiences?
Yeah.
We'll get coffee on the second intermission.
Sounds good. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need it, you hear me? We're gonna need coffee.
Show me the coffee.
I'm so tired.
Show me the coffee.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I want to do a bonus round as well. It'll take too long. I don't want to actually do it, but I keep hearing myself laugh in a different way every time. It's like I have so many different laughs.
Yeah.
I want to do like a back-to-back. It sounds
Sam
weird.
laughing for 5 minutes straight. When
Like
you get
that.
famous, I'm gonna be that obnoxious person on the internet that makes like Sam doing different things compilations.
Yes.
Like
I
Sam
do
laughing
that.
for- I know, but I can
So-
do
But
more
ours will be
obnoxious.
pretty
I'm
bad.
gonna, like, what's it called? Just give it to you. You know, like relegate. Not relegate. What's the word? When you like pass things off to
Delegate.
other people. Delegate. To you, all of those duties.
Yes, so once you're too famous.
Once I don't have enough time,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is
That's
now.
So I've got
Pants, the natural napkin.
Pants.
I know, right?
We make pants too.
Shirts, a natural napkin.
Grab a chocolate milk.
All natural napkin.
You drank the chocolate milk.
It was like a sip left. You ate all the donuts.
We left you 2 donuts.
Well, we were going to,
To be fair.
but then we ate one.
I forgot. Yeah.
We left you one donut.
You got
here.
one donut.
Eat your last
No,
donut.
not
Sam.
yet. I'll eat that with coffee.
I think I had 4 donuts in here.
Eat it with coffee.
How did you eat so many donuts?
It's not that hard.
I'd love to try to see how quickly I can eat a dozen donuts all by myself. And if that's possible.
Oh, it's possible.
Not for me, though.
On
I don't know if it's possible for you.
On the joint vlog, we should do things like this where we have like speed rounds
Challenge?
eating donuts.
Challenge videos? Or just donuts?
Just donuts. Like every other week, just like, we're doing donuts today.
I was thinking of doing punishment videos if it's not too much like the Vlog Brothers, but like if we
We're
mess
total
up,
rip-offs.
absolute rip-offs.
Yes.
It's fine.
Let's do it.
If we rip, like, what am I saying? If we go over 5 minutes, or if we, you know, I don't know what other rules we'll have, but if we do something that is not cohesive to our usual set of rules, then we have a punishment video.
Yeah. Let's do like all the vlog.
David, though? Did you tell him?
Did I tell you about this?
Oh, he'll find out.
Yeah, I told you about
Oh yeah, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Totally. He'll find out. We're filming the channel intro today. To that.
Oh no, he didn't tell me about that.
A couple of hip homeschoolers ready to take down the internet.
Da-da-da-da.
It's tough in there. That's where you buy all their
Elizabeth?
meters.
It's been about.
When you
5
don't need
minutes.
costume changes or makeup redone,
It seems
We
long.
have
intermissions seem a lot longer.
That's what we should do. We should all disappear,
Yes!
that running, and come back wearing slightly different outfits.
You're totally right.
Alright, let's do that. I need to use the restroom anyways.
Okay, we'll just leave it running. Just be back here in like 10 minutes.
I'm not gonna need 10 minutes.
I need the bathroom. Unless you're, like, using it.
Now you're good. I want to fly like a bird in the sky.
Pushing it like actually.
Oh, okay. I think I got poison ivy or poison something on my arm like 2 weeks ago. I don't know what it is, but it was itchy. Oh yeah, it was rashy. Now it's like dried out.
There's some stuff. Can't remember the name of it, but there's something you can get at the
Jingle bells, jingle bells,
Walgreens
jingle
or
all the
CVS
way.
or something.
Oh, what fun it is to ride on a horse-open
But if you go
sleigh.
and you start looking for poison ivy stuff, this
Bells
is
jingle all the way.
good to have.
Oh, what fun.
We have to go move set.
It's like you start looking
I have to
for
move
it.
set. No, let's just get. No, but let's get in a position.
Very strange. It's just something, you know.
Just go for 2 minutes. Look under the sink. If there's none there, then probably not.
What are you looking for?
Makeup.
Makeup remover. Oh, wait. Check in the black box.
I don't think we have makeup remover.
You would have to just kind of wash it off.
It's 97.
Removing set.
Oh, yes.
We've moved set. Thanks.
Years ago now.
No, just wait for
This seems like a long
Should we eat last time?
it. Oh, maybe.
Could you bring some paper towels?
Huh?
Could you bring paper towels? Yeah.
Towels.
Okay, actually, never mind. Just gonna. Okay, good.
We're finding similar enough size that
Yeah, just switch it.
Okay.
These are perfect, right? Oh, I'm wearing fuzzy socks. These are very fuzzy socks.
We have to change socks. This is the grossest bit.
This is really gross. I do not approve of this.
Me neither. We both disapprove. We're doing this against our will.
One sec.
What are you saying?
I have no idea what you're saying.
We can't hear you. Should we change glasses? Yes. Yeah, Grandpa.
I did.
Just yesterday he did.
That's why I'm short is because my energy from growing tall is going to this.
That's why I'm taller, because my hair is short.
Yes.
If only I had a wig.
Just some sissies. So really uncomfortable.
I know. We got 8 minutes, we got time.
So this because Sam's obviously planning to prank us with his makeup.
What characters are you doing? Roosevelt,
And Brophy.
and Brophy. So far as
And
what?
Johnny.
Okay. So,
So
from
now
here,
I'm
you're doing Martha,
Okay.
Jonathan,
Martha, Jonathan,
O'Hara when he comes back in.
Martha, Jonathan, and
I
Brisbane.
Um,
What do you want to do this one? You can do it.
you could, the characters that you're taking on now are gonna have more part in the
Yes.
section of the play. So we'll see. We'll check. Talk again at second evolution.
Right. Just switch back. Oh, I can switch with second.
Question. Ready to go?
Do you guys change glasses and that's it?
We changed everything.
Really? You're saying wearing the same shirts?
No.
No.
Oh. I want one of those seats now.
Okay. Move around. Okay, we still have. We've got to let the intermission play out.
Let's just do 10-minute intermissions. That's taking forever.
Okay, well, this was a 13-minute intermission. That works too.
Boink.
Boink. Okay. So now we're going to
Actually,
continue.
I'm not going to be able to read the script. So
Okay,
I'll
we'll
just
switch
keep
our
on.
own glasses. But everything else. Everything else is switched. Okay, so.
Oh, I feel so much shorter in this on this couch.
Welcome
Okay.
to my life, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Act 2.
Yes, aunties. Those 5 years in Chicago were amongst the busiest and happiest of my life.
And from Chicago, we go to South Bend, Indiana.
They would not be interested.
Why are you Jonathan now?
We switched everything, remember?
Just the costumes. I mean, I don't care, but
characters too. I'm
It's
sorry,
just
man.
everything.
We're behind the
I'm
times.
staying the characters I was.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They wouldn't be interested in our experiences in Indiana.
Oh well, Jonathan, you've led a very interesting life, I'm sure, but really shouldn't have. But we really shouldn't have allowed you to talk so late.
My meeting Dr. Einstein in London, I might say, changed the whole course of my life. You remember I had been in South Africa, in the diamond business.
It's
Then,
a dimensional. In the dimensional.
in the dimensional business. Then Amsterdam, the diamond market. I wanted to go back to South Africa, and Dr. Einstein made it possible for me.
A good job, Johnny. When we take off the bandages, his face looks so different, the nurse had to introduce me. I was totally doing the Abby voice the whole time. I can't.
Right there.
I love that face. I still carry a picture of it with me today.
That's you, baby.
Right.
Oh, this looks more the way you used to look, but I still wouldn't know you.
That's weird. That's weird. They switch characters.
I think we'll go back to that face, Doctor.
Yeah, it's safe now.
That's you.
Ah, well, I know you both want to get to. Where were you going?
Oh, my dear aunts, I am so full of that delicious dinner, I am unable to move a muscle.
Yeah, it's nice here.
After all, it is very late, and
I found it!
I found it, man.
I forgot.
Yeah, that's good. What did you find,
Oh,
Teddy?
The story of my life, my biography. Look, here's the picture I was telling you about, General. Here we are, both of us. It's President Roosevelt and General Hotos at Calibre Cut. Oh, that's me, General. That's you.
My, how I've changed.
Well, you see, that picture, it hasn't been taken yet. See, we haven't even started work on Calibre Cut. We're still digging the locks, and now, General, we both go down to Panama and inspect that new lock. We gotta check it out.
I can't even with that hat. It's already too hot.
No, Teddy, not to Panama.
We go some other time. Panama's a long way off.
Oh, don't be silly, man. It's just down in the cellar.
The cellar.
That's you, baby.
oh, we let him dig the Panama Canal in the cellar.
General Hotos, as President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, and the man who got you this job, I demand you accompany me on an inspection of the new lock. We gonna case the joint, man.
Teddy, I think it's time you went to bed.
Oh, come again, man. Who are you?
I'm Woodrow Wilson. Go to bed.
Oh, no, man. You ain't Wilson. But your face it looks kind of familiar. Let me see. But not anyone I know now. Perhaps later on a hunting trip, down in the neighborhood. Yeah, you look like someone I might meet, in the hood.
This is
in
still
the barrio.
Teddy Roosevelt. I'm hoping anyone who bothers to watch this video all the way through can keep up with the
I can't do
character
Jonathan. I
changes.
straight up can't do what that.
I'm trying to keep up with who's who now. It's you.
It's you.
It's your brother, Jonathan, dear.
Oh, he's had his face changed.
Also, that's it. He's like a nature maker. Nature maker.
Perhaps you had better go to bed, Teddy. Jonathan and his friends have to go back to their hotel.
General Gothers, inspect the canal.
All right, Mr. President. We go to Panama.
Bully. You just follow me, General. It's down south, south of the border.
Well, bon voyage.
Adios, amigos.
Aunt Abby, I must correct your misapprehension. You spoke of our hotel. We have none. We came directly here.
Well, there's a very nice little hotel just 3 blocks down the,
Aunt Malva, this is my home.
But, Jonathan, you can't stay here. We need our rooms.
You need them?
Yes, for our lodgers.
Are there lodgers in this house?
it's like, well, that is not just now, but we plan to have some.
Then my old room is still free.
But Jonathan, there's no place for Dr. Einstein.
He'll share the room with me.
No, no, Johnny. No, Jonathan, I'm afraid you can't stay here.
Dr. Einstein and I need a place to sleep. You remember this afternoon that as a boy I could be disagreeable. It would not be very pleasant for any of us if...
Well, perhaps we'd better let them stay here tonight.
Well, just overnight, Jonathan.
Then it's settled. Now, if you get my room ready...
Oh, it only needs airing out.
We keep it ready to show our lodgers. I think you and Dr. Einstein will find it comfortable.
You have a most distinguished guest in Dr. Einstein. I'm afraid you don't yet appreciate his skill. But you will. In a few weeks, you'll see me looking a very different Jonathan.
Well, he can't operate on you here.
When Dr. Einstein and I get organized, when we resume practice. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We're turning grandfather's laboratory into an operating room. We expect to be quite busy.
Jonathan, we will not let you turn this house into a hospital.
Oh, a hospital. Heavens
Hospital.
no. Now listen, you little hush puppy. Heavens no. It will be a beauty parlor.
Hey, Johnny, down in the cellar.
Hospital. This is going well.
So long, Jonathan.
So long.
Bye.
That's you, Jonathan.
I hope the door's not in frame.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of hope it is. Go on. Dr. Einstein.
Dr. Einstein, my aunts have invited us to live with them.
Oh, you fixed it.
Well,
What was that?
There's your line.
Oh.
Well, you're sleeping here tonight.
Please get our room.
Hospital.
Please get our hospital ready immediately.
Well,
For tonight. Johnny, we go down in the cellar. What do you think I find?
What?
The Hospital.
The Panama Canal.
The
Hospital.
The Panama Canal.
It just... What? It just fits Mr. Spinazzo.
Bless you.
It's a...
Hospital!
Why are you doing that? Is there any rhyme or reason, or are you doing it randomly?
You started going hospital, so I started going hospital.
I was correcting hospital to hospital.
Well, I'm sorry, it can't die now.
It can, actually.
Okay, okay, it'll die, it'll die.
It'll die until 5 pages from now.
Okay.
That's optimistic.
It's a whole day.
It's a whole teddy dug. What's my voice? Einstein. It's a whole teddy dug. 6 feet long and 4 feet wide.
Down there.
You'd think you knew we were bringing Mr. Spenanzo along. You think they knew we were bringing Mr. Spenanzo along.
I didn't know we were.
Bless you. That's hospital. Hospitality.
It literally said hospitality. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh.
Well,
No, what you're
you
saying.
had a good joke on my aunts. They're living in a house with a body buried in its cellar.
How do we get him in?
Yes, we can't just walk him through the door.
Good.
That's a good point. I have a better idea, though. We'll drive the car up between the house and the cemetery. Then when they've gone to bed, we'll bring Mr. Spinazzo in through the window. What's that?
I was expecting fruit.
No,
got butter rum.
butterscotch.
Give me butter rum.
It says butter rum.
Well, they're lying to you.
No. No.
Where you going? We can't do the play without you. We could.
Cover.
Where are we?
Catch. That's me.
Oh, you gave us 2. Nice. I need to cleanse my palate after buttered rum.
As we all know, Sam doesn't know
How to get
drink
drunk.
alcohol.
Okay. This line.
Bed. Just think. We've got a bed tonight.
Starts swigging. Easy, Doctor. Remember, you're operating tomorrow. And this time, you'd better be sober.
I picked you up. You're beautiful.
And if you don't,
Jonathan, your room is ready.
then we can go to bed. Then you can go to bed.
Then we can go to bed.
It's the pronoun game.
This page is taking so long.
We're moving the car behind the house.
Oh, it's all right where it is until morning.
I don't want to leave it in the street. That might be illegal.
That's not what it says, but it's the same.
Might be against the law.
There we go.
Oh, Abby, what are we going to do?
Oh, Einstein and Jonathan exit.
Well, we're not going to let them stay more than one night in this house, for one thing. What would the neighbors think? What would they think? People coming in here with one face and going out with another.
Oh, what are we going to do about Mr. Hosky?
Oh,
Hopkins.
Mr. Hoshkins. It can't be very comfortable for him in there, and he's in there, and he's been so patient.
Yes, you have.
The poor dear. Well, I think Teddy had better get Mr. Hoskins downstairs right away.
Abby, I will not invite Jonathan to the funeral services.
Oh, no, we'll wait until they're gone to bed and then come down and hold the services.
Yo, man, General Gold is very pleased. He says the canal is just the right size.
Teddy, there's been another yellow fever victim.
Oh, man, this is gonna be a shock for the General.
Oh, then we mustn't tell him about it.
But, dude, it's his department.
No, we mustn't tell Teddy. It would just spoil his visit.
I'm sorry, Aunt Abby, it's just out of my hands, you know. You gotta be told. It's the army with the regulations, you know.
No, Teddy, we must keep it a secret.
Yes.
A state secret.
Yes, a state secret.
Promise.
You got the word of the President of the United States. I cross my heart and I hope to die. Yo.
Well,
Now, let's see. How we gonna keep this a secret?
Well, Teddy, you go down in the cellar, and when I turn out the lights, when it's all dark, you come up and take the poor man down to the canal. Now go along, Teddy.
And we'll come back down later and hold services.
You can announce the President's gonna say a few words. We're the poor devil.
He's in the window seat.
Did you set the timer?
Yes.
Oh
Sam
man,
had
it
that.
seems to be spreading. We ain't never had yellow fever there before.
Martha, when Jonathan and Dr. Einstein come back, let's see if we can get them to go to bed right away.
Oh, yes. By then that time, no.
Then by the time they're asleep,
We'll be dressed for the funeral. Abby, I've never seen Mr. Hoskins.
Oh, my goodness, that's right. Well, you were out. Well, you just come right over here and see him now. He's really very nice looking, considering he's a Methodist.
oh! As they go to lift the window seat, Jonathan throws open the window from the outside, well bringing the luggage through here. Yes.
That's how it went down on stage.
Yes, okay.
Sorry.
One lady actually had a heart attack and died.
It was
Jonathan, you...
they fire out in a helicopter, but we kept going.
Yeah, the show must go on.
It was really sad though.
It was kind of sad.
And I did feel bad about it.
You're awful.
She was
William
prob-
felt really bad about it. You know, William, he takes a lot of responsibility for these things.
people
But
died.
it wasn't his fault.
Jonathan, your room's waiting for you. You can go right up.
I'm afraid we don't keep Brooklyn hours. But you two run along to bed.
Now you must be very tired, both of you, and we don't go to bed this early.
Well,
so-
you should. It's time I came home to take care of you.
We weren't planning to go to bed until...
Oh, Aunt Martha, did you hear me say go to bed? The instruments can go... Dr. Einstein is carrying a case full of medical instruments. The instruments can go to the lab in the morning. Hoshpital?
Nothing will go to bed.
Oh, now then, we're all going to bed.
I'll wait until you're up. Then turn out the lights.
Up the stairs, not like up awake.
Another flight, Doctor. Run along, Aunt Martha.
I'll be right up.
Now, Aunt Abby, turn out the lights.
Quick.
Carrying of dead bodies
It's
and stuff.
oh, you switched roles.
Oh, you're the narrator, isn't
I like you.
it? Okay, fine.
I'm sorry, we switched
Okay,
roles.
Oh.
Abby turned the switch, plunging stage into darkness, except for spots shining down stairway from arch. Abby goes upstairs to her door, where Martha is waiting. She takes a last, frightened look at Jonathan, and exits. Martha closes door. Jonathan goes off through arch, closing that door, blotting out the spot. A streetlight shines through main door R on stage floor.
We didn't have that.
Teddy opens cellar door, then turns on cellar light, outlining him in doorway.
That would've been cool.
He crosses to window seat and opens it. The window seat cover giving out its usual rusty squeak. He
Did I just
reaches
scare
in
you around again?
and pulls Mr. Hoskins a live dummy light. Enough dummy light enough to carry, or Sam Campion, and who can remain stiff as in rigor mortis.
Sorry.
Like Sam Campion. He gets Mr. Hoskins over his shoulder, or like under the armpits.
This isn't in the view anymore. I'm looking
Turn around. There he is. Rigor mortis. And goes through door and cellar with Mr. Hoskins.
You won't let go of my
Closes
hands.
door. Jonathan and Einstein come through arch. It is dark. They light matches. And listen as the ants door for a moment. Einstein speaks.
That's you, Einstein.
That's you, Einstein.
All right, Johnny. Oh. I'll get the window open. You go around and hand him through.
No, he's too heavy for me. You go outside and push. I stay here and pull them together so we can get through the Panama window.
All right. Sorry. I'll take a look around outside the house. When I tap on the glass, you open the window.
Don't tap on glass, they hate that.
All right. Blocking.
Jonathan exits, closing door. Einstein lights match and crosses L. He bumps into table and match goes out.
Oh, you're not Einstein.
You're not Einstein anymore.
He feels his way L from there. We hear ejaculations and noise. Einstein has fallen into window seat.
In window seat, he lights another match and slowly rises up to a sitting position and looks around. He blows out a match and holds himself out of the window seat, speaking.
Oop. Now I got him. Come on. Ah, shh.
Boink, boink,
Boink!
boink.
Boink!
Bonk!
Boink!
Boink!
Boink.
Where's an outlet?
Oh. I'm somewhere. On that wall.
Yes, there we go. You're looking right at it. No, that's not it.
That's it.
Technical difficulties.
I'm
Stop
just
the time,
charging the
stop.
battery. I have 3 batteries. I'm charging
There's
the
3
one.
batteries.
Just
It's
ran out of
great.
time.
It's awesome.
Are we almost halfway through? No, not quite.
That was me, Johnny. I slipped.
You certainly did.
I mean, that's how it smelled.
Couple seconds ago.
No, I mean
Then when you fell
slipped.
down.
Oh.
Turning off the camera.
Yeah.
Be more careful.
Well, his shoe came off. All right, Johnny, I got him. More ad-libs. He in a box. Whee!
A second knock at door.
So to
A
clarify,
moment's-
they took the first dead body downstairs, Teddy did, and then the second dead body, also me, was taken through a window and put into the window seat again. So it's a different dead body in the window seat.
So that's
he
what happened.
He did a really fast costume
Okay.
change, like changed his coat and stuff, so it looked like there was a different dead body. So now instead of Mr. Hoskins, Mr. Spinalzo is in the window seat. Just in case there's any reason anyone would ever need to know that while watching a performance like this. A second knock at door. A moment's silence, and we hear the creak of window seat as Einstein puts Mr. Spinalzo in Mr. Hoskins' place. A third knock as Einstein struggles with the body. A fourth knock, and then the creak of the window seat as Einstein closes it.
Where are you?
He scurries around just beside
Really?
the desk, keeping low to avoid being seen through the door. Elaine enters R, calling softly. Miss Abby? Miss Martha?
Oh, that's Elaine.
Oh, Miss Abby? Miss Martha? Oh, who is it? Oh, is that you, Teddy?
Who are you?
Who are you? I'm Elaine Harper. I live next door.
My line.
Who are? Oh,
Ah, that's the buttered rum.
I'm Elaine. Remember? Just
Then what are you
say
doing
the
here?
Jonathan line. I came over to see Miss Abby and Miss Martha.
Turn on the lights, Doctor.
This couch is too high. Deal with it.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to switch because my throat is about to go. Unless you just want me to do a different voice.
Yeah.
And you just do it.
Do the most high-pitched voice you can.
I'm going to impersonate Jesse Eisenberg. I said, you chose at an untimely moment for a social call.
This is really more Woody Allen.
I know.
I like it.
To-
Okay, Jonathan now sounds like Woody Allen. So the
Just
guy
so you
who
know.
first sounded like this, and then sounded like this, and then sounded like this, is now going to sound like this.
Deal with it.
I think you better explain what you're doing here.
Well, you see, we kind of happen to, live here.
You don't live here. I'm in this house every day, and I've never seen you before. Where are Miss Abby and Miss Martha? What have you done with them?
Well, perhaps we better, introduce ourselves. This over here is Dr. Einstein.
Dr. Einstein?
Yes,
Yo.
a surgeon of some great distinction, and something of a magician, because Jonathan doesn't know who Mr. Spinalzo is.
And I suppose you're going to tell me you're Boris Karl.
I'm Jonathan Brewster, actually. Yeah.
Oh, you're Jonathan.
I see you heard of me.
Yes, just this afternoon for the first time.
Oh, and what did they say about me?
Oh, only that there was another brother. It's supposed to be another brother, but it says only that there was a mother brother named
There's a
Jonathan.
mommy brother.
Only that there was mother brother named Jonathan. That's all it was said. Well, that explains everything. Now that I know who you are, I'll be running back along home if you'll kindly unlock the door.
Oh, wait a second. That explains everything. Just what exactly did you mean by that? Why did you come here at this time of night?
Oh, I thought I saw someone prowling around the house. I suppose it was you.
You say that you saw someone prowling around the house?
This is the hardest character voice to swallow
Yes.
yet.
Weren't you outside? Isn't that your car?
Which one?
This one.
What?
It sounds so wrong. I love it.
You saw someone at the curb?
Yes.
What else did you see?
Just someone walking around the house toward the car.
What else did you know,
Oh,
see?
just that, that's all. That's why I came over here. I wanted to tell Miss Abby to call the police. But if it was you and that's your car, I don't need to bother Miss Abby. I'll be running along.
What was the man, doing at the car?
Oh, I don't know. You see, I was on my way over here.
Respectfully, I think you're lying.
Oh, I think she tells the truth, Johnny. We let her go now, huh?
I think she's lying, breaking into your house at this time of night. I think she's dangerous. She shouldn't be allowed around loose.
I can't be scared
Take your
of you.
hands off me.
Doctor, please.
It's gonna be a private funeral.
Teddy.
Dogs. Teddy, just tell these men who I am. Oh, that's my daughter, Alice. We like cousins, you know.
Alice.
Alice. That's Alice.
Alicia
Alicia.
Keys.
It's like Alicia Keys, you know. It's like Alicia Keys from the barrio. No, Teddy. Hey, where's the milk? Down there.
Oh.
Somewhere. I hid it during intermission because I was changing the set. I turned this table around.
And then I switched these two pillows. So,
We're gonna have fun watching that in between that.
so
Where?
I think exposition.
David.
Doctor, your handkerchief, please.
As Einstein hands him a handkerchief, Jonathan releases his hand from Elaine's mouth to take it. She screams.
Ah!
He puts his hand over her mouth again, spies the cellar door, and speaks to Einstein. That's you.
The cellar.
Einstein runs and opens the cellar door. Cellar light is on. Then he runs back and turns off light switch, putting stage in darkness. Jonathan pushes Elaine through cellar doorway. Einstein runs back and down cellar stairs with Elaine. Jonathan shuts door, remaining on stage at the ants. The ants enter on balcony above in their morning clothes. Everything is in complete darkness except for a street lamp.
What's the matter?
What's happening down here?
Tell me now. I want to know what the matter is.
I don't believe in ghosts, but
Just had to make Abby
Repeat it. What's the matter? What are you doing?
We caught a burglar, like a sneak thief. Go back to your room.
We'll call the police.
Oh, no, we called the police. I can handle this. Just please go back to your room. Do you hear me? What?
Mortimer,
Hear me?
where have
Can
you
you
been?
colors?
Mortimer, it's you.
Sorry, what?
Mortimer's missing. Where have you been?
We're
real proud of this episode.
to the Nora Bayes Theater, and I should have known better. Good grief, I'm still there! Noticing Jonathan.
Hi.
This is your brother Jonathan, in case you didn't know. And this is Dr. Einstein.
Don goes on Einstein.
Dr. Don Einstein.
Don Juan Einstein.
I know this isn't a nightmare, but what is it?
I've come back home, Mortimer. Yeah.
Who did you say you were?
It's your brother Jonathan.
He's had his face changed. Dr. Einstein performed the operation.
Jonathan. Jonathan, you always were a horror, but do you have to look like one? Sorry, I thought that said something. Easy, Johnny, easy.
Mortimer, have you forgotten the things I used to do? The things I used to do to you when we were boys? Remember the time you were tied to the bedpost? The fingers under your needle nails?
What?
One time
Well, you're not there.
in dress rehearsal, we were going through the scene like super into it, and William was just like, "Remember the time you were tied to the bedpost? The fingers under your needle nails." And then it was so hard to do that scene
Ever
again.
Because then before
We
we
would,
say be staring at
We'd
each
like
other.
just be
it's like,
staring at
don't,
each other and like,
don't.
anyway, let's rewind.
Okay.
Needle nails, needle nails.
Needle nails under your
I
fingers.
swear, it is Jonathan. Yes, I remember. I remember you as the most detestable, viocious, venomous form of animal life I had ever known.
Viocious.
Now don't you two boys start quarreling for the minutes you two seen each other.
Well, there won't be any fight at Abby. Jonathan, you were not wanted here. Get out.
Dr. Einstein, I've been invited to stay.
Not in this house.
Not just for tonight.
I don't want him anywhere near me.
Well, but we did invite them for tonight, and it won't be very nice to go back on our word.
All right, tonight, but the first thing in the morning. Ow! Where are they sleeping?
We put them in Jonathan's old room.
Well, that's my old room. I'm sleeping in that room. I'm here to stay.
Oh,
Oh, Mortimer, I'm so glad.
Johnny, we sleep down here.
You bet your life you sleep down here.
You sleep on the sofa, and I sleep on the window seat.
At the mention of window seat, Mortimer has reached the landing. After hanging his hat on a whole tree, he turns and comes slowly downstairs, speaking as he reaches. It doesn't actually say he, it says B. B turns and comes slowly downstairs, speaking as B reaches the floor and crossing over to window seat. B drops back, U.S. End of window seat.
The window seat? Well, let's not argue about it. The window seat's good enough for me for tonight. I'll sleep on the window seat.
As Mortimer crosses above table, Einstein makes a gesture as though to stop him from going to window seat. But he's too late. He turns to Jonathan as Mortimer sits on window seat.
You know, Johnny, all this argument, it makes me think of Mr. Spinalzo.
Oh, bless you. Oh, Spinalzo! Oh, well, now, look, Mortimer, it really isn't necessary to inconvenience you like this. You know, we'll sleep down here tonight.
Jonathan, your sudden consideration for me is very unconvincing.
Come along, Johnny, we get our things out of the room, eh?
Don't bother, Doctor.
Oh, but by the way, Doctor, I've completely lost track of Mr. Spinalzo.
Who's this Mr. Spinalzo?
Just a friend of ours Johnny's been looking for.
Well, don't bring anyone else in here.
It's all right, Johnny. While we pack, I'll tell you all about it.
Mortimer, you don't have to sleep down here. I can go in with Martha and you can take my room.
No trouble at all, Aunt Abby. We'll be packed in a few minutes, and then you can have the room, Mortimer.
You're just wasting your time. I told you I'm sleeping down here.
Mortimer,
What's the matter with you, dear?
I've almost been killed.
You've almost been... Aunt Abby! Martha!
No, it was Jonathan.
He mistook her for a sneak thief.
No, it was more than that. He's some kind of maniac. Jonathan, I'm afraid of him.
Why, darling, you're trembling. Have you got any smelling salts? I don't remember that being in the play.
Yeah?
The smelling salts.
They were.
Go on.
You just don't remember them because you were dead.
No, but did you think some hot...
That's a really good point. For anything.
You
You
was
don't remember
dead.
because you were dead.
No, we don't, but did you think some hot tea or coffee?
Coffee. Make some for me, too, and some sandwiches. I haven't had any dinner.
Oh, we'll make something for the both of you.
And, Martha, we can leave our hats downstairs here now. Okay.
Well, then we'll
You-
going to go to the funeral service.
Oh.
Yeah.
You weren't going out somewhere, were you? Do you know what time it is? It's after 12.
12!
Elaine, you've got to go home.
What? Why, you wanted some sandwiches for the both. It won't take but a minute.
Oh, why don't you remember? We wanted to celebrate your engagement.
She punctuates the word engagement by pointing the shoe at Mortimer's back. There's a shoe that's been left out from Mr. Spinall, so it's a thing. She looks at the shoe in wonderment, wondering how that shoe ever got in her hand, just as you, audience, must be doing. She stares at it a moment. The other two do not see it, of course. Then puts it on the top of the table. Finally dismissing it, you may go now. She turns to Mortimer again.
That's all we'll do, dear. We'll make a nice little supper for both of you. And we'll open a bottle of wine.
All right. Well, no wine!
Mortimer, what's going on in this house?
Well, what do you mean? What's going on in this house?
Hospital!
I told you,
supposed to
3
be-
pages. I told you.
It's not even been... Okay. Mortimer, you were supposed to take me to dinner in the theater tonight. You called it off. You asked me to marry you. I said I would. And 5 minutes later, you threw me out of the house. Tonight, just after your brother tries to strangle me, you want to chase me home. Now listen, Mr. Brewster, before I go home, I want to know where I stand. Do you love me?
Do you love me?
Do you love me?
Do you love me?
Dun-dun-dun.
Sorry, hard rock song. Go ahead.
I love you very much, Elaine. In fact, I love you so much, I can't marry you.
Have you suddenly gone crazy?
No, I don't think so, but it's just a matter of time. You see, insanity runs in my family.
Hoshpital.
In my family, it practically gallops. Yeah, that's why I can't marry you, dear.
No, wait a minute, you've got to do better than that.
Stop. No, dear, there's a strange taint. I can't. I want to eat this donut, but I keep having lines.
Sam, don't tempt me.
There's a strange taint in the Brewster blood. If you really knew my family, it's what you'd expect if Strindberg had written Hell's a Poppy. Nobody got that reference, anyways.
But just because Teddy's a little...
No, it goes way back. The first Brewster, the one who came over on the Mayflower.
I knew it!
We could tell. We could just tell. You know, in those days, the Indians used to scalp the settlers.
Well, he used to scalp the Indians.
Mortimer, that's ancient history.
No, the whole family. Take my grandfather. He tried his patent meds out on the dead. Dead people, to be sure he wouldn't kill them.
He wasn't so crazy, he made $1 million.
And then there's Jonathan. You just said he was a maniac. He tried to kill you.
But he's your brother, not you. I'm in love with you.
And there's Teddy, too. You know Teddy. He thinks he's Roosevelt. No, dear. No Brewster should marry. I realize that now, and if I'd met my father in time, I'd have stopped him, too.
Now, darling, that doesn't prove you're crazy. Just look at your aunts. They're Brewsters, aren't they? And the sanest, sweetest people I ever did see.
Well, even they have their
Hospitals!
peculiarities.
Yes, what lovely peculiarities. Kindness, generosity, human sympathy. Mortimer sees Elaine's back is to him. He lifts window seat to take a peek and sees Mr. Spinalzo instead of Mr. Hoskins. He puts window seat down again and staggers to the table, leans on it.
There's another hospital!
Oh, Mortimer, there are plenty of others. You can't tell me anything about your aunts.
I'm not going to. Look, Elaine, you've got to go home. Something very important has just come up.
Up from where? We're alone here together.
I know I'm not acting. I know I'm acting irrationally, but just put it down to the fact that I'm a mad Brewster.
If you think you're going to get out of this by pretending you're insane, you're crazy. Maybe you're not going to marry me, but I'm going to marry you. I love you, you dope.
Well, if you love me, will you get the heck out of here?
Hospital! Well, at least...
That was not as effective as I thought it would be.
But at least take me home, won't you? I'm afraid.
Afraid of a little walk through the cemetery.
Mortimer, will you kiss me goodnight?
Of course, dear. Good night, dear. I'll call you up in a day or two.
You!
Inside joke. Going with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You critic!
And Abby and Martha, come in here. I don't know that inside joke either.
Well, the next play we did, the play we did before the, before this, right before this we did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it wasn't the Disney version, but I was the equivalent of Dopey, and I couldn't talk, but then there's this, the whole thing with Hip Hip Rock.
Oh
So I
yeah.
was doing,
Yeah, so like I run over and I hit him on the back.
yeah,
I get it now.
Yeah.
They probably still don't get it.
you'll get it.
You don't know.
Yeah, I know you will. You know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will.
Quick bite of donut.
Yeah.
Quick, go, quick, it's your line. Okay, just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
Whose
17,
line is
18,
it?
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. These 23 lines on the page, this entire page is all you.
Oh, go for it.
Whose line is it? Oh, it's all mine. Aunt Abby and Martha, come in here.
We'll be in a minute, dear.
Come in here now.
Yes, dear. What is it? Where's Elaine?
Well, I thought you promised me not to
Boink,
let anyone in the
boink.
house. Boink! Boink!
Right.
Chug it.
I thought you promised me not to let anyone else in the house while I was gone. Well, Jonathan just walked in. I don't mean Jonathan.
And Dr. Einstein was with it. I don't mean Dr. Einstein either. Who's that in the window seat?
Oh, we told you, Mr. Hoskins.
It is not Mr. Hoskins.
Who can that?
Oh. She opens the window seat. You have lines. They're just blocking lines.
Mortimer throws open window shade and stepping back to you all.
No, this one.
Don't tell me you could tell the difference.
Abby, a little puzzle.
You're becoming so inefficient.
Abby, a little puzzle. While students looks in, and Jira and it speaks very simply.
She opens the window seat.
I think basically
I can't tell what you're saying.
Abby looks in the window seat and she sees someone who is not Mr. Hoskins, who she killed.
Who even cares?
Who could that be?
Are you trying to tell me that you've never seen this man before?
Certainly I am. Why, this is fine. How do you do? It's getting so anybody thinks he could just walk in this house.
Now, Aunt Abby, don't you try to get out of this. There's another one of your gentlemen.
Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? The man's an imposter. And if he came here to be buried in the cellar, he's sorely mistaken.
Aunt Abby, you admit to me that you put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat.
Yes, I did.
Well, this man couldn't have just got the idea from Mr. Hoskins. By the way, where is Mr. Hoskins?
He must have gone to Panama. Panama!
Oh, you buried him.
No, not yet. He's just down there waiting for the services, poor dear. We haven't had a minute with this Jonathan in the house. Oh dear, we've always wanted to hold a double funeral, but I will not read services over a total stranger.
A stranger, Aunt Abby. How can I believe you?
Oh,
There are 12 men in the cellar and you admit you poisoned them.
just a second.
We don't have time.
Consider the second holding.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, but you don't think I'd stoop to telling a fib? Martha!
She acts
Dang, that's my mom's name.
After first time, Jonathan enters the actual docking. I come quickly down to the
Dude, swallow!
I did. Mortimer causes the curiosity. Jonathan sees him. I throw it through him.
I don't know what's happening at this point.
Oh, Mortimer. So what happened?
Jonathan
entered.
entered.
Jonathan.
Mortimer, I'd like to have a quick little, word with you.
A word about all you've had time for, Jonathan, because I've decided you and your doctor friend are going to get out of this house just as quickly as possible.
Well, I'm glad you recognize the fact that you and I can't, live under the same roof, but you've kind of arrived at the wrong conclusion. Take your suitcase and get out.
Jonathan, you're beginning to bore me. You've played your one-night stand in Brooklyn. Now move on!
Now, my dear Mortimer, just because you graduated from the back fence to the typewriter, don't think you've grown up. I'm staying and you're leaving, and I mean now.
Well, if you think you can be frightened... What? Well, if you think I can be frightened, if you think there's anything I fear...
I've lived a strange life, Mortimer. What has taught me one thing, to be afraid of nothing. Mickey Mouse forever!
Martha, just look and see what's in the window seat.
It started out so relatively normal.
No!
No, Aunt Abby!
Abby!
Jonathan, let Aunt Martha... Wait, no.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here's the moment that Mortimer realizes Jonathan is the person who put the body in the window seat. Jonathan, now let Aunt Martha see what's in the window seat. Aunt Abby, I owe you an apology. I have very good news for you. Jonathan is leaving. He's taking Dr. Einstein and their cold companion with him. Jonathan, you're my brother. You're Brewster. I'm going to give you a chance to get away and take the evidence with you. You can't ask for more than that. Very well. Oh, Jonathan does not move. Very well. In that case, we'll have to call the police.
Mortimer tosses to the phone and puts it off.
I can't understand you.
He picks up the phone.
Don't reach for the telephone. Are you still giving me orders after seeing what's happened to Mr. Spinalzo?
Bless you. Thank you.
Spinalzo?
I do.
He was a foreigner.
Remember what happened to Mr. Spinalzo?
Bless you.
can happen to you too.
Hello, Miss. Oh, that's you.
Oh, hello, Miss Abby.
Hello.
Oh, Officer O'Hara, is there something we can do for you?
Oh, I just saw your light was on. Thought there might be a sickness in the house. You know. Oh, you got company. I'm sorry I disturbed you. I'm sorry.
No, come in.
Yes, come in.
Oh, come right in, Officer O'Hara. This is our nephew Mortimer. Pleased to meet you.
And this is another nephew, Jonathan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Well, it must be nice having your nephews in the house with you. Are they going to stay with you for a bit?
I'm staying. My brother Jonathan is just leaving.
Hey, look, I've met you somewhere before, haven't I?
I'm afraid not. Jonathan hasn't been home for years.
Yeah, this looks kind of familiar to me. Maybe I've seen a picture of you somewheres. I don't think so.
Oh, yes, Jonathan, I'd hurry if I were you. Your things are all packed anyway, aren't they?
Well, you've been wanting to say goodbye. I'd better be running along.
What's the rush? I'd like to have you stick around until my brother goes.
Oh, I just dropped in to make sure everything was all right.
Oh, we're going to have some coffee in a minute. Won't you join us?
Oh, I forgot the coffee.
Oh, I bet you make some sandwiches. I know you go... Well, I bet you make some more sandwiches. I got to know your appetite by this time, Officer O'Hara. Oh, don't bother him. Do the ring in a few minutes.
You can have a cup of coffee with us. My brother will be gone soon. Sit down.
Say, haven't I seen a photograph of your brother around here someplace?
I don't think so.
Something reminds me of somebody.
It looks like somebody you've probably seen in a movie.
I never go to movies. I hate them. Now, the theater is a different story. My mother was an actress, stage actress. Perhaps you've heard of her. Peaches Little.
Ah, it sounds like a name I've seen on a program. What did she play?
Well, the big hit was Muffin Jeff. Muffin Jet, guys. Muffin Jet. Mutt and Jeff. And played it for 3 years. I was born on tour. 3rd season.
You were.
Yeah. Sioux City, Iowa. I was born in the dressing room at the end of the 2nd act. And Mother made the finale.
What a trooper. There must be a good story in your mother, you know. I write about the theater.
You do? Hey, say, you're not Mortimer Brewster, the dramatic critic.
Oh, yes.
Well,
There's a space there for some reason.
yeah.
There just is occasionally, sometimes.
Why, I certainly am glad to meet you. Say, Mr. Brewster, we're in the same line of business.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. See, I'm a playwright. All this being on the police force is just temporary.
Well, how long you been on the force?
12 years.
12?
I'm collecting material for a play.
I'll bet it's a honey.
Oh, well, it ought to be. With all the drama I see being a cop, Mr. Brewster, you have no idea what goes on in Brooklyn.
I think I have.
Hey, say, what time you got?
10 after 1.
10?
Sorry.
Oh, hey, I got a ring
I
in.
can't have the donut. I'm reading. Wait a minute, O'Hara, on that play of yours. I may be able to help you.
You would? Hey, say, it was finally fate me walking in here tonight. Look, I'll just tell you the plot.
At this point, Jonathan enters on the balcony. They each have a bag. At the same moment, Abby enters from the kitchen. Mortimer does not want to listen to his plot. I'll be back to work from
Oh, you're on your way, huh? Good. You haven't got much time, you know.
Well, everything's just about ready. Oh, you leaving now, Jonathan? Goodbye, Dr. Einstein. Oh, doesn't this case belong to you?
Oh, yes, Jonathan, you can't go without all of your things. Well, O'Hara, it has been nice to meet you, but I'll be seeing you again. We'll talk about your play some other time.
Oh, no, I'm not leaving now, Mr. Brewster.
Well, why not?
Well, you just offered to help me with my play. Didn't you? You and me are gonna write my play together.
Oh, I can't do that, O'Hara. I'm not a creative writer.
Oh, well, I can do the creating. You just gotta put the words to it.
But, O'Hara, now...
No, sir, Mr. Brewster. I ain't leaving this house until I tell you the plot.
Well...
In that case, Mortimer, we'll just be running along.
Nah, don't try that. You can't go yet. You've got to take everything with you, you know. Well, look, O'Hara, you run along now, eh? My brother's just going.
Oh, I can wait. I've been waiting 12 years.
12?! Smart as I
Oh, sorry I was so long.
Enter
don't-
with sandwiches.
Don't bring that in here, O'Hara. Would you join us for a bite in the kitchen?
The kitchen?
Jonathan's leaving.
Oh, well, that's nice. Come along, Officer O'Hara.
Sure you don't mind eating in the kitchen? Hospital! Mr. O'Hara.
And where else would you eat?
Hospital! Goodbye, Jonathan. Nice to have seen you again.
I'm glad you could come back to Brooklyn, Jonathan, because it gives me a chance to throw you out. And the first one out is your boyfriend, Mr. Spinalzo.
That escalated quickly.
Look, Mr. Brewster, we can talk in here.
Come right out. Coming right out.
I might have known you would go up to try to play with a policeman.
Get going now, all three of you.
Doctor, this affair between me and my brother has got to be settled.
No, well, no, it's not Mortimer anymore. That's Einstein. Well, very confused. Okay.
Now, Johnny, we got trouble enough. Your brother gives us a chance to get away. What more could you ask?
You don't understand. This goes back a good many years.
Now, Johnny, let's get going.
Oh no, we're not going. We're going to sleep right here tonight.
With a cop in the kitchen and Mr. Spinalzo in the window seat.
That's all he's got on us. We'll take Mr. Spinalzo down and dump in the bay and come right back up here. And then if he tries to interfere...
Now, Johnny.
Doctor, you know when I make up my mind.
Yeah, well, when you make up your mind, you lose your head. Brooklyn ain't a good place for you.
Doctor.
Okay, we get to stick together. Someday we get stuck together. If we're coming back here, we got to take these with us. Do we got to take these with us? That's the question.
No. Leave them here. Hide them in the cellar.
Move fast. It's your line.
I understand.
Move fast. He moves to bags, to L, into sofa as Einstein go down cellar with instrument case.
Not a sentence.
Your line starts with Spinalzo, David.
Spinalzo
Bless you.
can go out the same way he came in.
He kneels on window seat and looks out. Then as he starts to lift window seat, Einstein comes in from cellar with some excitement.
Hey, Johnny, come quick.
What's the matter?
You know that hole in the cellar?
Yes.
Well, we got an ace in the hole. Come, I show you.
They exit into the cellar.
Jonathan.
Yes, Moot.
Well, where have you two been? I thought I told you to get...
Well, we're not going.
Oh, you're not, huh? Well, you think I'm not serious about it. Hey, do you want O'Hara to know what's in the window seat?
When we're staying here.
Alright, you asked for it. Let's get me rid of you and the Officer O'Hara at the same time. Officer O'Hara, come in here.
If you tell Officer here what's in the window seat, I'll have to tell him what's down in the cellar.
The cellar.
Oh, there's an elderly gentleman down there that seems to be very dead.
What were you doing in the cellar?
What's he doing down in the... That's your line.
Huh.
That's just how you say it.
What's he doing down in the cellar?
That's a good point.
No, thanks, ma'am. Those sandwiches are fine. I've had plenty. Now, what were you going to tell Mr. O'Hara?
O'Hara walks in kitchen door.
Say, Mr. Brewster, your aunt's one here too. Shall I get him in here?
Oh no, O'Hara, you can't do that now. You've got to ring in.
Never mind ringing in. I'll get your aunt in here and I'll tell you the whole plot.
No, O'Hara, not in front of all these people. We'll get together alone sometime, someplace else, someplace later.
What about that back room at Kelly's?
Oh, fine. You got to ring in, and I'll meet you at Kelly's.
All right. Why don't you two go down into the cellar? That's all right with me. Is this the cellar?
No, we'll go to Kelly's, but you're going to ring in first on the way.
All right, but that'll only take a couple of minutes.
All right. I'll ditch this guy and get back in 5 minutes. Oh, wait, no. He leaves?
Yes.
Okay, he leaves. I'll ditch this guy and get back in 5 minutes. I'll expect to find you two gone. Wait here for me.
We'll wait for him, Doctor. I've waited many long years out of this... for a chance like this.
We got him right where we want him.
Did he look guilty?
I think it's a statement.
Did he look guilty? That's an exclamation point.
Take the bags up to your room, Doctor.
Have they gone? Oh, we thought we heard somebody leave.
Oh, just Mortimer. He'll be back in a few minutes. Is there any food left in the kitchen? I think Dr. Einstein and I would enjoy about it.
A bag.
But I don't think you have any time.
No, if you no.
No?
No, if you're still here when Mortimer gets back, he won't like it.
He'll have to like it. He's gotta like it.
Get something for us to eat while we bury Mr. Spinozzo in the cellar. No. Mr. Spinozzo can't stay in our cellar.
No, Jonathan, you're got to take him with you.
Well, but there's a friend of Mortimer's downstairs waiting for him.
A friend of Mortimer's?
He and Mr. Spinozzo would get along.
Okay, you gotta do something different. You sound like Martha. I'm
Yeah,
getting so confused.
I know, I'm getting too. Alright, I'm gonna go back to that other voice. He and Mr. Spinozzo would get along fine. They're both dead.
Oh, they must mean Mr. Hoskins.
Who's Einstein? Mr. Hoskins. Bless you.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. You know about what's downstairs.
Yeah, of course we do. And he's no friend of Mortimer's. He's one of our gentlemen.
Your gentleman?
And we won't have any strangers buried in our cellar.
But Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins isn't a stranger.
Besides, there's no room for Mr. Spinozzo, bless you. The cellar crowded already.
Crowded? With what?
Oh, well, there are 12 graves down there now.
12 graves?
Whoa!
Hospital!
Oh, that leaves no. That leaves just a little room and we're going to need it.
You mean you and Aunt Martha have murdered?
Murdered? Certainly not.
12!
That's one of our charities.
And what we do is a mercy.
So you just take your Mr. Spinozzo out of here.
You've done that. Here in this house.
Hospital!
And buried them down there in the cellar.
You're getting nothing to do, so you just have to yell hospital.
That's pretty much it.
Bro?
Do you want to switch back?
No, you have to wait till the scene ends.
Bro.
I don't know who we are.
What?
Johnny.
This is Aunt Einstein, guys.
I can't. Johnny, we've been chased all over the world. They stay right here in Brooklyn and do just as good as you do.
What?
You've got 12, and they've got 12,
I've got 13.
No, Johnny, you've 12.
13. There's Mr. Spinozzo. Then the first one in
Hospital!
London. 2 in...
Hospital!
1 in...
Hospital!
1 in...
Hospital!
2 in...
Hospital!
1 in...
Hospital!
The Phoenix... The...
Hospital!
Okay, remember the 1 in...
Phoenix,
Hospital!
Hospital, Arizona.
Yes, the hospital. The first 3 in...
Hospital!
And the 1 in...
Hospital!
Boing!
Boink! Boink.
Boink. I don't know why I say boink several seconds after you guys say boink.
Einstein, but you can't count.
But you can't count. Wait. Yeah, but you can't count the one in.
Hospital!
He died of pneumonia.
Hospital!
No, only places. He died of pneumonia.
Well, he wouldn't have caught pneumonia if I hadn't
Hospital!
Places.
shot him. I shot him
We're
right
in
in the...
places. We're in places. Yes,
No.
ma'am. Yes,
No.
Miss Director.
No.
Places.
Ezra. No, Ezra. Down, boy. No, Johnny. He died of pneumonia. He don't count.
It counts with me, and I say 13.
No, Johnny. You got 12.
12?
And they've got 12.
12?
The old ladies are just as good as you are.
Oh, they are they? Well, that's easily taken care of. All I need is 1 more. That's all, just 1 more.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mortimer enters.
Well, I'm here. Ready to be sacrificed.
All right, time for
Hey,
another
look.
intermission.
Hey,
Pop cycle.
Pop cycle.
Pop side.
Hey, we're gonna get to the
I'm
part
reading
where we
his
drew.
pop side
Or
now.
did we draw on yours?
We drew 9.
Ah, you burned it.
I burned it.
Or paper mache it. I hope it got paper mache.
I got
I
paper
think
mache and did
a lot of it was in the dragon
Yeah.
from this spring's production.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of importance being understood. Okay, time for an
Intermission.
intermission. We could just. It's at 17 minutes, so we
Yeah,
can
just leave it.
Leave it.
Ah.
Okay.
I'm hot in the
Costumes.
flannel.
Costumes.
I already smell so bad. Hey, where are the makeup wipes?
I don't know.
Wait.
Didn't you find them?
Do you ever find yourself just randomly singing the McDonald's thing?
All the time, man.
I don't even know what that is.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When Nationwide is on your side.
Ricola. We are farmers. Bum, ba-da, bum, 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 bum. Whoa.
What's wrong?
I don't look like a twig anymore. This is weird. It's like the first time I've looked at myself in like a year.
Fucked up.
I smell so bad.
Right. Here's some deodorant if you want to buy something.
You sure?
Yeah.
Where? Right here? This thing?
Yes. Yes.
I've had the same deodorant for like 5 years because my mom just got me some deodorant one time and it's not name brand, it's like store brand or something. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But I use it because like, I don't know, I don't feel like throwing it away.
Yeah.
Old Spice smells great though.
Yes.
It's come to the part in our show where we would like to thank our sponsors. Today's show is sponsored by 12 Hospitals, where you can go to die. 12 Hospitals, where you could go to die. Also brought to you by Butter Rum Lifesavers and store brand donuts. It's not. It's from a donut shop. I don't know what the donut shop is named. They're not really sponsoring us. So. Also sponsored by the general punk rock community. Ezra, you're on in 5.
Thank you, 5. Sorry, we had to get switched back.
Great. Oh.
Ezra, you
You
outdid
cursed
me
yourself.
again. It's gonna be
Exactly.
so uncomfortable.
You're
It's
gonna
not,
hate
actually.
yourself by the end of this.
You think that, but I'm not.
But the truth
Okay,
is
we'll-
you
we'll switch it
already
back to
hate
characters.
yourself. I got
Yes.
it. What's it say? Well, I always think think it's funny when I look at a page and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when I tried to write down blocking instead of just memorizing it.
So we'll split up the two extraneous characters.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, not sponsored.
You stop doing that.
Oh, this is our house and this is our cellar and you can't do that.
We should boink.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-boink!
Ba-boink, boink, ba-boink, boink. It's a brand new day, it's a brand new world, it's a brand new life.
Boinkity boink boink.
You
not part of the
stop
show.
doing that.
Oh, this is our house and our cellar and you can't do that.
Ladies, please, go back upstairs where you belong.
Abby, Martha, go upstairs.
Yes!
It had to happen.
They switched back.
We switched back, and also now
That's Jonathan now.
Jonathan now sounds like this.
So we're happy. I'm sure we're not gonna name any names. I'm sure you know who that's supposed to be.
If you don't,
Jeff
don't
Goldblum.
worry about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. If you don't, just
It's Jeff
it's
Goldblum.
fine. We're good.
I will hurt you. Abby. No,
Not-
no,
mm.
ladies. Oh no, there's
No use you doing what you're doing because it will just have to be undone.
I tell you, we won't have it and you'd better stop it right now. Right now.
Alright, you'll find out whose house this is.
I'm warning you, you'd better stop it, you'd better stop it.
I'm sorry.
Hasn't Mortimer come back yet?
No.
It's a terrible thing to do, to bury a good Methodist with a foreigner.
I will not have our cellar desecrated.
And we promised Mr. Hoskins a full Christian funeral. Where do you suppose Mortimer went?
I don't know. Hospital! But he must be doing something because he said to Jonathan, you just wait, I'll settle this.
Well, he can't very well settle it while he's out of the house. That's all we want settled. We're going on down there. What? What's going on down there?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Now, where's Teddy?
Mortimer, where have you been?
Well, I've come over from Dr. I've got his signature on Teddy's commitment
we have
papers.
to call him that. No.
What? Okay, do that one more time.
I can't pronounce that name.
That's how we say it now.
Mortimer, what is the matter with you?
Running around getting papers signed at a time like this.
Do you know what Jonathan's been doing?
He's putting Mr. Hoskins and Mr. Sponauso, bless you, in together.
Oh, he is he? Well, let him. Is Teddy in his room?
Oh, Teddy won't be any help.
When he signs these commitment papers, I can tackle Jonathan.
What has they got to do with it? What has they?
You have got to go and tell Jonathan about these 12 graves. If I can make Teddy responsible for these, I can protect you. Don't you see?
No, I don't see. And we pay taxes to have police protect us.
Well, I'll be back down in a minute.
Come, Martha, we're going for the police.
All right. The police? No, you can't go for the police.
Well, why can't we?
Well, because if you tell the police about Mr. Sponauso, bless you, they'll find Mr. Hoskins too. And that might make them curious, and they'll find out about the other 12 gentlemen.
Mortimer, we know the police better than you do. I don't think they'll pay into...
Don't be sniffing.
I don't think they'll
Don't be
pry
sniffing.
into our private affairs if we ask them not to.
What if if they find your 12 gentlemen, they'll have the reports to the headquarters.
I'm not so sure they'd bother. They'd have to make out a very long report. And if there's one thing a policeman hates to do, it's write. Unless it's a speeding ticket.
Well,
They love to write those. I know from personal experience.
Well, you can't depend on that. It might leak out, and you couldn't expect a judge and jury to understand.
Oh, Judge Coleman would.
We know him very well.
He always comes to church to pray before election.
And he's coming here to tea someday. He promised.
Oh, Abby, we must speak to him about that. His wife died a few years ago. It's left him very lonely.
Oh, well, come along, Martha.
Well, no, you can't do this. I won't let you. You can't leave this house, and you can't you can't have Judge Coleman to tea.
Well, if you're not going to do something about Mr. Sponauso, bless you, we are.
I am going to do something. We may have to call the police in later, but if we do, I want you to be ready for them.
You got to get Jonathan out of his house.
And Mr. Spinozzo, too. Bless you.
Will you please let me do this my way? I got to see Teddy.
If they're not out of here by morning.
If they're not out of here by morning, Mortimer, we're going to call the police.
They'll be out, I promise you that. Go to bed, will you? And for goodness sake, get out of these clothes. You look like Judith Anderson.
Well, Abby, that's a relief, isn't it?
Yes, if Mortimer's really going to do something at last, it just means Jonathan's not going. They're going to leave. No, it just means Jonathan's going to a lot of unnecessary trouble. We'd better tell him.
Jonathan comes in.
Oh, Jonathan, you might as well stop what you were doing.
Oh, it's all done. Did I hear Mortimer?
Well, it will just have to be undone.
You're all going to be out of this house by morning. Mortimer's promised.
Oh, we are. Oh, in that case, you and Aunt Martha can go to bed and have a pleasant night's sleep.
Yes, come, Abby.
Good night, aunties.
There's lunch meat and stuff if you guys want a sandwich.
Thank you.
That was weirdly in sync.
Yes.
Your mom decided to take it.
Thank you. We will look into that as soon as we finish.
Sorry, I got distracted by the hint of blood. It's okay, my nose is fine. What were we saying? That was effective. When it starts gushing, that's when I'll tell you that's a problem.
Not good.
Just do it
not,
that way.
Not good night, Jonathan. Goodbye. By the time we get up, you'll be out of this house. Mortimer's promised.
And here's a way of doing it, too.
Oh, the Mortimer is back.
Oh, yes, he's up here talking to Teddy.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Oh, maybe you'll better say goodbye to Mortimer.
Oh, you'll see Mortimer.
Oh, yeah. I'll see Mortimer. Hi, doggy.
Phew, that's all fixed up. Smooth like a lake. Nobody ever know they was down there. That bed feels good already. 48 hours we didn't sleep. Come on, Johnny. Let's go up. Yes, 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 yes.
You're forgetting, Doctor.
What?
My brother Mortimer.
Johnny, tonight. We do that tomorrow or the next day.
No, tonight! Now!
Johnny, please, I'm tired. Tomorrow, I got to operate.
Yes. Tomorrow you're operating, Doctor. But tonight we take care of Mortimer.
Why didn't you do this from the beginning? This is perfect. I don't know. But Johnny, not tonight. We go to bed, eh?
Doctor, look at me. You can see it's going to be done, can't you?
You're tearing me apart. Ah, Johnny! I can see, I know that look.
It's a little too late for us to dissolve our partnership.
Okay, we do it. But the quick way. The quick twist, like in London.
No, Doctor. I think this calls for something special. I think perhaps the Melbourne method.
Johnny, no, not that. 2 hours. And when it was all done, what? The fellow in London was just as dead as the fellow in Melbourne.
We had to work too fast in London. There was no aesthetic satisfaction in it. But Melbourne, there was something to remember.
Remember? I wish I didn't. No, Johnny. Not Melbourne, not me.
Yes, Doctor, where are your instruments?
I won't do it, Johnny. I won't do it.
Get your instruments!
No, Johnny.
Where are they? Oh, yeah, you hid them in the sewer. Where?
I won't tell you.
I'll find them, Doctor.
Just
Teddy,
do
it.
it.
He's just getting ready. You're supposed to say a lot what you like. You did
Don't do that, Mr. President.
Oh, but man, can I sign a proclamation without consulting on my cabinet, you know, man?
But this what? But
I don't know, man.
These are mud.
It is
but this has to be a secret.
Oh, like a secret proclamation. A secret proclamation. How unusual.
Japan mustn't know until it's signed.
Oh, Japan, those yellow devils. I'll go sign it right away. You have my word. I can let the cabinet know later, man.
It sounds like a much more racist joke when you say it in that voice.
Yes. I mean, we all have that one Mexican friend who looks like he's Asian.
Yeah, where? Yes, let's go and sign it.
You wait right here. The secret proclamation has to be signed in secret, you know, man?
But at once, Mr. President.
Oh, I have to put on my signing clothes. I don't like in the barrio wear signing clothes.
The rest of the page is you, Sam.
Like we sign in the signing
Is that
clothes.
important?
I don't think
I'll
so.
do it.
Oh,
No,
I'll
you
do it,
do
I'll do it.
We switch back.
Mortimer comes downstairs. Teddy exits. Einstein crosses and takes Mortimer's hat off of the hall tree and hands it to him.
Ah, you go now, eh? No, Doctor, I'm waiting for something important. Please, you go now. Dr. Einstein, I have nothing against you personally. You seem like a very nice fellow. Take my advice to get out of this house and get just as far away as possible. Trouble, yeah? You get out. Alright, don't say I didn't warn you. I'm warning you. Get away, quick. Things are going to start popping around here any minute. Listen, Johnny's in a bad mood. When he's like this, he's a madman. Things happen, terrible things. Jonathan doesn't worry me now. Ah, Emma! Don't those plays you see teach you anything? About what? Well, at least people in plays act like they got some sense. That's more than you do. Oh, you think so, do you? Well, you think people in plays act intelligently. Well, I wish you had to sit through some of the ones I have to sit through. Take the little opus I saw today, for instance. In this play, there's a man, right? He's supposed to be bright. He knows... Blocking.
Jonathan enters from the cellar with the instrument case. He stands in the doorway and listens to Mortimer.
He knows he's in a house with murderers. He ought to know he's in danger. No.
Well, it's a place he's in.
He ought to know he's in danger. He's even been warned to get out of the house, but does he? No, he stays there. Now I ask you, Doctor, is that what an intelligent person would do?
You're asking me? I love the insinuation there.
He didn't even have sense enough to be frightened, to be on guard. For instance, the murderers invited him to sit down.
Einstein moves as to keep Mortimer from seeing Jonathan.
You mean, won't you sit down? Oh, believe it or not, that's the very one, too. And what did he do? Well, he sat down.
Mortimer sits down.
Now, mind you, this fellow's supposed to be bright. There he sits, just waiting to be trussed up and gagged. And what do you think they used to tie him there? And what do you think they used to tie him with? What? The curtain cord.
Jonathan looks at the curtain code. I assume that's what happens. I can't see the script right now.
Well, why not? A good idea, very convenient. A little too convenient. When our playwright's going to use some imagination. The curtain cord. He didn't see him get it?
Jonathan gets the curtain code and is moving in slowly behind Mortimer.
See him? He sat there with his back to him. That's the kind of stuff we have to suffer through night after night. And they say the critics are killing the theater. It's the playwrights who are killing the theater. So there he sits, the big dope. This fellow who is supposed to be bright just waited to be trussed up and gagged.
Jonathan drops the loop of curtain code around Mortimer's shoulder and draws it taut. At the same time, he throws another loop of code on the floor beside Dr. Einstein. Simultaneously, Einstein leaps to Mortimer and gags him with the handkerchief. Then takes his curtain code and ties Mortimer's legs to the chair.
Hospital.
To the chair.
Hospital.
To the
You're
chair.
right about that fella. He wasn't very bright.
Now, Mortimer, if you don't mind, we'll finish the story.
Jonathan goes to the sideboard and brings the two candelabras to the table and speaks as he lights them. Einstein remains kneeling beside Mortimer.
Oh, Mortimer, you've been away for 20 years, but I've been away for 20 years. Line? But never once in all that time I dared bother. You were out of my mind. In Melbourne one night, I dreamed of you.
You
And I
would.
landed...
He
What
would read
is
a
line?
script and say, "What is line?" Yeah.
In Melbourne one night, I dreamed of you. But I landed in San Francisco. I felt a strange satisfaction. What's more, I was in the same country with you.
Jonathan has finished lighting the candles. He crosses down right and flips the light switch, darkening the stage.
Oh, this play also brought to you by Candelabra.
My favorite candle-related word.
As she crosses, Einstein gets up and crosses.
Why did you turn the lights off?
Because it said it turned off the lights. Hi, never mind then.
Just switch them out for the 4 lights. It was good
Oh,
dimmer,
that's
but
good.
like
Oh,
not
yeah.
totally dark.
Boom.
Yeah, that's basically the
No.
same.
No, it's-
Just put it back on.
Okay. Jonathan picks up the instrument case at the cellar doorway and sets it on the table. Keep laughing. Cleaning the candelabras and opens it, revealing various surgical instruments of torture.
Please, Johnny, for me, the quick way.
Doctor, this must really be an artistic achievement. After all, we're performing for a very distinguished critic.
Johnny!
Doctor!
Alright, let's get it over.
They close the drapes, and Einstein sits on the window seat. Jonathan takes 3 or 4 more instruments out of the case and fingers them. At last, having the necessary equipment laid out on the towel, he begins to put on a pair of rubber gloves.
All ready for you, doctor.
I got to get a drink. I can't do this without a drink.
Pull yourself together, doctor.
I got to get a drink. What? A lot of these.
Bendy Bubba.
When we walked in here this afternoon, there was wine. Where? Remember?
Keep going.
Where did we put that? Look, Johnny, we got the drink.
We got the pink.
Look, Johnny, we got a drink. That's all so now there's a bunch of these. That's all dear, this, the split, did we do, the drink.
One moment, doctor. Please, where are your manners? Yes, Mortimer, I realize now, it's you who brought me back to Brooklyn. Doctor,
Oh,
to
God, that's a lot of
my dear dead brother.
No, Johnny, not Teddy, that's where I stop.
Sorry, you'll
Oh.
skip ahead. There was a line. You're back on. Oh God,
Oh, God.
that idiot!
Oh, by the way, Teddy came out and blew his bugle. Very loudly.
That idiot. He goes next. That's all. He goes next.
No, Johnny, not Teddy, that's where I stop. Not Teddy.
We get to Teddy later.
We don't get him at all.
Now I got to work fast.
Yeah, the quick way, eh, Johnny?
Yes, doctor. The quick way.
Oh.
Hey, the colonel's got to quit blowing that horn. It's all right, doctor. We're taking the bugle away from him. We promised the neighbors he wouldn't do that no more.
Then O'Hare entered.
Yes.
Yeah, in case you couldn't tell.
Passive
It won't
aggressive.
happen again, officer. Good night. I better speak to him myself. Where are the lights? Hey! They turn on the lights. You stood me up.
You
Speaking
see
to
a
Mortimer.
Mortimer.
Tied up in a chair.
I waited an hour at Kelly's for you. Hey, what happened to him?
He was explaining. Wait, what?
I said.
He was explaining the play he saw tonight. That's what happened to the fella in the play.
Did they have that in the play you saw tonight? Oh, they practically stole that from the second act of my play. Oh, look, in the second act, just before... I'd better begin at the beginning. It opens in my mother's dressing room, where I was born, only I ain't born yet. Huh? Oh, yeah. No. You've got to hear the plot.
Modi
Look.
was trying to get O'Hara to untie him from the chair.
Well, she's sitting there, just making up, see? When all of a sudden, through the door, a man with a black mustache walks in, turns to my mother and says, Miss Latour, will you marry me? Lights out.
Wait,
Act 3.
Act 3? Wait, the second intermission is not in between Act 2 and Act 3?
It is. This is in the middle of Act 3. This is Act 3, Scene 2.
Oh.
Act 3, Scene 2 is split into splitting this. There's 19 seconds left, so let's go ahead and plug it in.
Boop!
Beep!
Boink!
What is
Boink!
boink?
Boink!
Okay, let's finish this.
Alright.
Here she is lying unconscious across the table. The guy's standing over her with a hatchet. I'm tied up in a chair, just like you are. The place is an inferno of flames. It's on fire. When all of a sudden, through the window, in comes Mayor LaGuardia. Hey, remember who paid for that? Go easy on it.
Einstein is drinking alcohol.
There was blocking there, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was.
You missed the blocking.
Einstein raises his head and looks out the window. Not seeing anyone, he reaches for the bottle and pours himself another drink. O'Hara crosses above him and takes the bottle.
Hey, remember who paid for that? Go easy on it.
Well, I'm listening, ain't I?
Well, how do you like it so far?
Well, it put Johnny to sleep.
Oh, let him alone. If he ain't got no more interest than that, he don't get a drink.
Einstein takes his glass and sits on the bottom stair.
Alright, so it's 3 days later. I've been transferred and I'm under charges. That's because somebody stole my badge. Alright, I'm walking my beat on Staten Island, 46th Precinct, when a guy I'm following, it turns out, is really following me.
Knock.
Alright, don't let anybody in. So I figure out I'll outsmart it. There's a vacant house on the corner. I goes in.
It's a cop.
I stand there in the dark. I hear a door handle turn.
Johnny, it's a cop. Another cop.
I pulls my guns, braces myself against the wall, and I says, "Come in!"
Officer Brophy walks in, stage right, sees O'Hara with his gun pointed at him and raises his hands. Then, recognizing a fellow officer, lowers them. Oh, hiya, Pat.
What on earth is going on here?
Oh, that's...
Oh, hiya, Pat.
What on earth is going on here?
Hey, Pat, what do you know? This is Mortimer Brewster. He's gonna write my play with me. I'm just telling him the story.
Did you have to tie him up to make him listen? Hey, look, you better put him at the station. The whole force is out looking for you.
Wasn't he Southern?
Did they
No, who's
just...
Andrew?
Oh. No, not, I mean, not, I
No,
thought
no.
your first
No,
voice.
no,
No,
he was
no,
doing
no,
it
no.
like a slightly less
Oh.
New York version of New
Yeah.
York.
And then I just started doing New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh, did they send you here for me?
Well, I don't know he was here. I came to one of those ladies that there's the devil to pay.
How are none of our characters British?
Because it's
Because
taking
it's
place in
taking
New
place in
York.
No, I mean,
Like in this?
yes, in this.
Oh.
Our voice choices are not.
Oh.
Okay, I get to be the head cop guy, and
Rudy.
he's British.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
And you be Witherspoon.
Right.
Continue.
The colonel blew that bugle again in the middle of the night. From the way the neighbors have been calling in about it, you'd think the Germans had dropped a bomb on Flatbush Avenue. The lieutenant's on the warpath. He says the colonel's got to be put away someplace.
He is finished untying Mortimer.
Ugh.
Yes.
Yes. Why am I
Oh, look,
saying
Mr.
yes?
Brewster, I gotta get away, so
Putting
I'll just
the
run through the third
lieutenant.
act quick.
Oh, get away from me!
Hey, do you know what time it is? It's after 8 o'clock in the
8!
morning.
Oh.
Mr. Brewster, them first two acts run a little longer, and I don't see anything we can leave out.
Oh, you can leave it all out.
Brophy sees Jonathan. Who is this guy?
That's my brother.
Oh, the one that ran away. So he came back.
Oh, yes, he came back.
Brophy calls someone on the phone. Hey, this is Brophy. Get me Mac. Hey, O'Hara, I better let them know I found you. Hey, Mac, tell the lieutenant we can call off the big manhunt. I got him, in the Brewster house. Jonathan hears this and suddenly becomes very much awake, looking up to see O'Hara to the left of him, and Brophy to his right. Do you want me to bring him in? All right, I'll hold him right here. Hey, the lieutenant's on his way over.
Oh, so I've been turned in, eh? Alright, you got me! And I suppose you and that stool pigeon brother of mine will split the reward. Reward?
What?
Now I'll do some turning in. You'll think my aunts are sweet, charming old ladies, don't you? Well, there are 13 bodies.
13!
No! There are 13 bodies buried in their cellar.
I've completely lost track of where we are.
Oh, Teddy!
Well, you'd better be careful what you're saying about your aunts, Buster. They happen to be friends of ours.
I'll show you. I'll prove it to you. You'll come to the cellar with me. Wait a minute. 13 bodies. I'll show you where they're buried. Oh yeah? You don't want to see us down in the cellar?
Go down in the cellar with him, O'Hara.
I'm not so sure I want to go down in the cellar with him. I mean, look at that pussy. He looks like Boris Karloff.
Jonathan, at the mention of Boris Karloff, grabs O'Hara by the throat and starts choking him.
Get off me!
Brophy takes out a rubber blackjack. Hey, what do you think you're doing? He socks Jonathan on the head. Jonathan falls unconscious, face down.
Well, what do you know about that?
No. Come in.
What are you men doing here? Oh, I thought there was more to that line. What are you men doing here? I told you I was going to handle this.
Well, we was just about to...
Well, what happened? Did he put up a fight?
This ain't the guy that blows the bugle. This is his brother. He tried to kill O'Hara.
All I said was he looked like Boris Karloff.
Let's hand him over.
The two cops turned Jonathan on his back. Oh, I think he's kind of wanted somewhere.
Oh, you kinda think he's wanted somewhere? If you guys don't look at the circulars we hang up in the station, at least you could read True Detective. Certainly he's wanted in India, escaped from the prisons for the criminally insane. He's a lifer, you idiots. And that's how he was described. He looked like Karloff.
Was there a award mentioned?
Oh yeah, and I'm claiming it.
Oh, he was trying to get us to go down the cellar.
He said there were 13 bodies buried down there.
13 bodies buried in the cellar. And that didn't tip you off that he was out of his nut house.
He was out of his nut house, guys. He's stupid.
I thought all along he talked kind of crazy.
Where have you been all night? And you didn't bother to tell me.
Oh, I've been all right here, sir, writing a play with Mortimer Brewster.
Yeah? Well, you're going to have plenty of time to write that play. You're suspended.
Ah.
But first, help Brophy take that guy somewhere else and bring him... To? Oh, and bring him to. I was like, bring him to where?
To the enters.
The guy that helped him escape, he's wanted too. No wonder Brooklyn's in the shape it's in, with the police force full of flatheads like you, falling for that kind of story. 13 bodies in the cellar.
Hey man, but there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
And who are you?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What is this?
He's the fellow that blows the bugle.
Good morning, Colonel.
Well, Colonel, you've blown your last bugle.
Oh, dear me, man, like another yellow fever victim?
What?
Other bodies in the cellar are yellow fever victims.
No, Colonel. This is a spy we caught in the White House.
Will you get that guy out of here?
Hey, you know, man, if there's any questioning of spies, that's my department, because I'm president.
You keep out of this.
Oh, you're forgetting as president, I am also head of the Secret Service.
Brophy and O'Hara and Jonathan and Teddy exit.
Captain, I'm Mortimer Brewster. Are you sure? I'd like to talk to you about my brother Teddy, the one who blew this bugle. Mr. Brewster, we aren't going to talk about that. He's got to be put away. Oh, I quite agree with you. In fact, it's all arranged for. I had him committed. His commission. I had his commitment papers signed by Dr. our family physician. Teddy has signed them himself. You, see, and I've signed them as next of kin. Where's he going? Happydale. Alright, I don't care where he goes as long as he goes. It's hard to switch back in. He's going alright, but... What do you want this time? No, don't worry about it. He's going alright, but I want you to know that everything that's happened around here, Teddy is responsible for. Now, those 13 bodies in the cellar, those 13 bodies in the cellar, it ain't enough that the neighbors are all afraid of him and is disturbing the peace with the bugle, but can you imagine what would happen if that cockeyed story about 13 bodies in the cellar got around? And now he's starting a yellow fever scare. Cute, ain't it? Well, there's 13 bodies. Do you think anyone would believe the story? Well, you can never tell what some people would believe. Some are just dumb enough. You don't know what to believe sometimes. About a year ago, a crazy guy started a murder rumor over in Greensport, and I had to dig up a half-an-acre lot just to prove that... Oh, will you excuse me?
Into Mr. Witherspoon. Oh, no. Into Elaine and Mr. Witherspoon. Good morning, Mortimer.
Good morning, dear.
This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's come to meet Teddy.
To meet Teddy?
Mr. Witherspoon's the superintendent of...
Hospital!
Oh, come in. This is Captain Lieutenant Rooney. I'm glad you're here, Super, because you're taking him back with you today.
Today? Why, I didn't know. And not today. No, that's wrong.
Oh, look,
No,
Elaine, I've got a lot of business to attend to, so you run along at home and I'll call you up.
Nuts.
This whole play, Elaine is constantly being told to go home.
Yes. I had no idea it was this immediate.
You're not in life, Elena.
It's weird having Rooney ready. This is how you felt the whole play, isn't it? The papers are all signed. He goes today.
Complete insubordination, man. You men will find that I am no mollycoddle. When the President of the United States of America, turn the page, is treated like that, who knows what the country is coming to?
There's your man, Super. Super. That sounded like Obama.
There's your man, Super. My fellow American.
Just a minute. Mr. President, I have very good news for you. Your term of office is over.
Hey, man, is this like March the 4th?
Practically.
Okay, well, let's see. Oh, hey, man, now I go on my hunting trip to Africa. Well, I must get started immediately.
Teddy sees Witherspoon.
Hey, is he trying to move into the White House before I move out?
Who, Teddy?
Taft!
Oh, well, this isn't Mr. Taft, Teddy. This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's to be your guide to Africa.
Actually, can I have Witherspoon?
Sure, we can check. Alright, Esther is now going to be Witherspoon.
Well,
Oh.
we haven't had any Witherspoon
yeah.
months.
You've got two.
Got two?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, never mind. Don't
Okay,
switch
never
it.
mind. Bully man, bully, I'll bring down my equipment. And when the safari comes, tell them to wait. Goodbye, Anthony. Goodbye, man, Tabata. I'm on my way to Africa. Isn't that like bueno? Charge! Christmas time.
Good morning, darling. Wait, is that where we are?
Yes, it is.
Oh, we have visitors.
This is Lieutenant Rooney.
How do you do, Lieutenant? You don't look like your first budget of the policemen say you are.
While the lieutenant is here, Teddy blew his bugle again last night.
Oh, yeah. No, that's just...
Yes, we're going to speak to Teddy about that.
It's a little more serious than that, Miss Brewster. And you haven't met Mr. Witherspoon. He's the superintendent at Happydale.
Oh, how do you do?
Will you come to meet Teddy?
He's come to take him. Auntie, the police will want Teddy to go there today.
Oh, no!
Not while we're alive!
I'm sorry, Miss Brewster, but it has to be done. The papers are all signed, and he's going along with the superintendent.
We won't permit it! We'll promise to take the bugle away from him.
We won't be separated from Teddy.
I'm sorry, ladies, but the law is the law. He's committed himself, and he's going.
Well, if he goes, we're going too.
Oh, yes, you'll have to take us with him.
Well, what? Why not?
Well,
Oh, why not?
that's sweet of them to want to, but it's impossible. You see, we can't take sane people at Happydale.
Mr. Witherspoon, if you let us live there with Teddy, we'll see that Happydale is in our will, and for a very generous amount.
Well, the Lord knows we could use the money, but I'm afraid...
Now let's be sensible about this, ladies. For instance, here I am, wasting my morning, when I've got serious work to do. There are still murders to be solved in Brooklyn. Oh yes, are there? Well, it ain't over his bugle blowing and the neighbours all afraid of him, but things would just get worse. Sooner or later, we'd be put to the trouble of digging up your cellar.
Our cellar? What is that?
Yes, your nephew's been telling about, around, that there are 13 bodies in your cellar.
But there are 13 bodies in our cellar.
Hospital!
If that's why you think Teddy has to go away, you come down to the cellar with us and we'll prove it to you.
There's one Mr. Spinalzo,
Achoo!
bless you, who doesn't belong here and who will have to leave. But the other 12 are our gentlemen.
I don't think the lieutenant wants to go down in the cellar. He was telling me the other day that, he was just telling me that only last year he had to dig up a half-acre lot.
Hospital!
Weren't you, Lieutenant? Oh, that's right.
Oh, you wouldn't have to dig here. The graves are all marked.
We put flowers on them every Sunday.
Flowers? Superintendent, don't you think you could find rooms for these two ladies?
Well,
You can come along with us and we'll show you the graves.
I'll take your word for it, lady. How about it, Super?
well, they'd have to be committed.
Teddy committed himself. Can't they commit themselves? Can't they, sign the papers?
Why, certainly.
Oh, if we can go with Teddy, we'll sign the papers. Where are they?
Yes, where are they?
He's coming around, Lieutenant.
Good morning, O'Hara.
Good morning, Mr. O'Hara. Are you here too?
Yeah, Brophy and me have got your other nephew out in the kitchen.
Well, sign them up, Superintendent. I want to get this all cleaned up. 13 bodies.
If you'll sign right here.
And you here, Aunt Abby?
I'm really looking forward to going. The neighborhood here has changed, so.
Oh, just think of front lawn again.
Oh, we overlooked something.
What?
Well, we're gonna need the signature of a doctor.
Oh, Dr. Einstein, will you come over here? We'd like you to sign some papers. Please, I must. Just come right here, Doctor. At one time last night, I thought Doctor was going to operate on me. Just come right over here, Doctor. Just sign here, Doctor.
Where are you leaving, Doctor?
I think I must go.
Aren't you going to wait for Jonathan?
I don't think we're going to the same place. Oh, hello, Elaine. I'm glad to see you stuck around, huh?
What's he like?
Blaine.
Oh, sorry. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to.
Hello, Mac Rooney. Yeah, we've picked up that guy that's wanted in India. Well, now there's a
Indiana.
description. Indiana.
We're leaving in India because
Okay,
you said
sorry,
it the first time.
I did? I didn't even
Yes.
realize. Now there's a description of his accomplishments. That's right on the desk there. Read it to me. Right. Where's the line again? Blocking. Yeah, about 54, 5'6".
He's looking at Einstein the whole time.
140 pounds, blue eyes, talks with a German accent, sort of poses as a doctor. Thanks, Mac.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I'll
all
let you
right.
know.
It's all right, Lieutenant. The doctor here has just completed the signatures.
Thanks, Doc. You're really doing Brooklyn a service.
Mr. Brewster, you sign now as next of kin.
That's
There's
all
blocking there.
Rooney and O'Hara exit to the kitchen. Einstein stands amazed for a moment. Wrong voice. Then grabs his hat and suitcase and disappears through the stage right door. They enter eyes and cross over, looking out after him. Abby shuts the door and they stand there, down stage right.
Well, yes, of course. Right here?
That's fine.
Well, that makes everything complete. Everything legal.
Oh, yes.
Well, aunties, and now you're safe.
When do you think you'll be ready to start?
Oh, well, Mr. Witherspoon, why don't you go upstairs and tell Teddy just what he can take along?
Upstairs?
No, I'll show you.
No, Mortimer, you stay here. We want to talk to you. Yes, Mr. Witherspoon, just upstairs and turn to the left.
Well, Mortimer, now that we're moving, this house really is yours.
Yes, dear, we want
It's a boink!
you to live here now. Boink!
Oh, boink, boink, boink.
Get the boink.
We point.
Boinked. Much boink.
We want
It's
you to
the
stay
workers' turn.
here.
Well, no, Aunt Abby, this house is too full of memories.
But you'll need a home when you and Elaine are married.
Darling, that's very, indefinite.
It's nothing of the kind. We're going to be married right away.
No, Mortimer, we're really very worried about something.
Now, darlings, we are going to love it at Happydale.
Oh, yes, we're very happy about the whole thing. That's just it. We don't want anything to go wrong.
Will they investigate those signatures?
Oh, don't worry, they're not going to look up Dr. Einstein.
Oh, it's not his signature, dear. It's yours.
You see, you signed as next of kin.
Well, of course, why not?
Well, dear, it's something we never wanted to tell you, but now you're a man, and it's something Elaine should know too. You see, dear, you're not really a Brewster.
Your mother came to us as a cook, and you were born about 3 months afterwards. Her poor husband had just died, and she was such a sweet woman and such a good cook, we didn't want to lose her. So brother married her.
Yeah, I'm not really a Brewster?
Now, don't feel badly about it, dear.
And Elaine, I won't make any difference. It won't make any difference to you.
Elaine, did you hear? Do you understand?
Well, now, I really must see about some breakfast.
Oh, don't worry. Mortimer's coming over to my house. Father's gone to Philadelphia, and Mortimer and I are going to have breakfast. Together.
Yes, I need some coffee. I've had quite a night.
Hey, one moment, Mr. Witherspoon. Take
Sorry,
these.
is that important plugging?
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Witherspoon enters on the balcony, carrying 2 canteens. He starts downstairs when Teddy enters, carrying a large canoe paddle. He's dressed in a Panama outfit with a pack on his back.
Hey, one moment, Mr. Witherspoon. Take this with you.
At the same time, Rooney, along with Brophy and O'Hara, with Jonathan between them, enter. The cops have twisters around Jonathan's wrist. Rooney enters first and crosses to right center. The other 3 stop down left of table. They enter right of the table.
Teddy.
Rooney.
We're all the way back here then.
We won't need. We won't need the wagon. My car's out front.
Oh, are you leaving now, Jonathan?
Yeah, he's going back to India. There's some people there that want to take care of him for the rest of his life. Come on. Come on, Pip. Pip.
Well, Jonathan, it's nice to know you have some place to go.
We are leaving too.
Yes, we're going to Happydale.
Then this house is seeing the last of
What
the
the heck?
Brewsters.
Oh,
It's a Nicolas Cage voice.
What?
It's a
What
very,
happened to the
very
other?
particular Nicolas Cage
No,
voice.
don't change it.
I have to.
Okay.
And Miss Mortimer wants to live here.
I have a suggestion to make. Why don't you turn this property over to the church?
What is that from?
It's from
I don't want to know.
I do.
An old B movie called The Vampire's Kiss. And I've just seen like this one scene where he's leaning over a desk talking creepy to someone like this.
Oh,
For like a full minute
I can
straight.
see it. I can
Yes,
see it.
terrifying.
It's great.
Where are we now?
Why don't you turn this property over to the church?
Well, we never thought of that.
After all, it should be part of the cemetery.
All right, get going. I got a busy schedule.
Goodbye, aunties. Well, I can't better my record now, but neither can you. At least I have that satisfaction. The score stands even. 12.
12.
Jonathan always was a mean boy. Never could stand to see anyone get ahead of him.
I wish we could show him he isn't so smart. Smart. Mr. Witherspoon.
Oh, no.
Oh, does your family live with you at Happydale?
I have no family.
Oh.
Witherspoon has picked up the Batman voice.
Oh.
Well, I suppose you consider everyone at Happydale your family.
I'm afraid you don't quite understand. As head of the institution, I have to keep quite aloof.
Well, that must make it very lonely for you.
It does. But I'm the Dark Knight, and this is my city, and
Abby
Other
turns
stuff.
to Martha.
Well, Martha.
Martha takes her cue and goes
There's
to the sideboard.
hero that this city deserves,
A bottle of
but
wine.
not the one it
The
wants.
bottle's in
If Mr. Witherspoon won't join
Yes,
us
Daisy.
for breakfast, I think at least we should offer him a glass of elderberry wine.
Elderberry wine?
He's now vain.
We make it ourselves.
Why, yes. Of course, at Happydale, our relationship would be more formal. But here, I don't see much elderberry wine nowadays. Thought I'd had my last glass of it.
Oh, no.
Here it is.
Here it is.
Witherspoon
For you.
toasts the ladies and lifts his glass to his lips. But the lights go out before he does.
Before he dies. And
The
he
end.
goes out. And that's the end! We made it to the play! It was like way harder than it should have
It
been.
was. Bravo, guys.
Those are lame claps. You guys are awful at audience participation.
I'm not the audience, okay? I'm not the audience!
Clap. Clap.
Yes!
You clap. Clap in the comments.
You better
Clap
be
in the
clapping.
comments.
Are you
Leave
clapping?
applause in the
Are you
comments.
clapping?
I need you to be
If you
clapping.
Comment below.
Keep
Like,
clapping.
share, and
So long.
subscribe.
Start clapping.
Subscribe already.
Thank you. Thank
Clap
you.
already.
No, that's
Okay,
not good
thank you.
enough.
That's
All right.
Do it better.
Louder.
Do it better.
I can't hear you.
Do it
If you
better.
can't hear me, I can
Do
hear you.
it better.
Go get more
Do
people.
what?
Bring them
Do it.
into that room.
You
and
gotta
start
rewatch
clapping. You
this.
need to find
get some more people to get
Just
clap.
some-
They don't need
we
to
need
watch
to
it.
get
You just need to get them to
monetized.
clap.
Exactly.
We
You just
need
yeah.
to get monetized.
Right.
We're using it to
Like,
make
share,
money.
and subscribe.
Nobody's gonna watch this. Maybe you could get the Phoenix people to watch it. They probably get a kick out of it.
They might see
Some
the
of
whole
it.
thing actually because we didn't get to film the whole play.
That's true.
Yeah, so we could just give them this instead and be like,
Yeah.
I listen to all.
I feel like
all
this
my
is kind of as good.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, that was fun. We should do that again every time.
We
that
should.
Every time that one of us has a play, we should keep the script and a year later do it again.
Yes, let's do it.
It's a tradition now.
It's now a tradition.
It is definitely now.
We should start a channel for it. Just
Yeah,
kidding. We're
yeah.
just gonna keep on stay on this channel.
Yes, that would be a very bad idea. How long is this? I think it's like two. Oh wow, it's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours?
Yes.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be more like 3.5.
Yeah.
Because it was already a pretty long play.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Boink.
Boink.
Boing!
Bye bye.
One more thing.